Hey everyone, welcome to the Crossroads Podcast, your place to get the latest news, events, discussion, all that stuff in the world of PlayStation, PC, and Xbox gaming. As always, I'm your host, LeRon Dawkins, and back with me tonight is my co-host, Mr. Andre Wilson. What's good, dude?
What's up, people? Happy Tuesday. Hope all is well. Don't mind me. I am just buying Destiny stuff when I shouldn't, because if you're a Destiny player, new season drop, we got Lightfall shit, we got Plunder shit. It is so cool, but unfortunately, LeRon threatened to kick me off the pod if I didn't come tonight, so I'm here.
Don't even go there. That's a lie. That is a lie.
No, I went to the washroom, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, you have an obligation. You have to be on the pod with LeRon. Destiny can wait. And I cried, and now I'm here. So
hey, some of my gaming has to wait as well. But before we go any further, also tonight, as the guest co-host here, is a man who's no stranger to Crossroads. My friend, the ever luscious Brody Fultz. What's good, dude?
What's going on, man? Happy to be back yet again. I'm like some sort of a venereal disease. I just keep coming back, and you can't get rid of me.
That may have been the best way someone could have ever described themselves. I'm a venereal disease that won't go away. So what you're saying is you're crazy.
That's right. Actually, I just come back occasionally. You thought you got rid of me, but I'm still here. So
is it more that you just came back, or is it more like I let you happen again?
Fair enough. That is a personal question that you might have to answer for yourself.
That's a journey that you might have to go on yourself there, buddy.
I mean, sometimes, like when you're having fun, like you just allow things to happen to you.
and I feel like every time you bring me back, you forget that I'm probably going to immediately say something offensive that most people are going to hate.
This is the Crossroads Podcast.
Fair enough.
We're not like this. We're not like those other shows.
That's right. The bad boys of
all you have to do is just tweet how you're feeling today, and you offended someone. It's
for real.
It's so simple.
Speaking of,
hey everyone, have a good day. And someone's like, wow, you're a piece of shit. And it's like, oh, sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Speaking of, how are you guys doing?
I'm good, man. I'm doing good.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a whole season since actually it's been a whole couple of seasons, because let me see, were you on this show last, or was I on Diggity last?
I want to say we had you on Diggity last, but that's been a while. Mm. I think the last episode I was on, oh man, I thought it was like 50 or something.
Yeah, like 50s or 60s.
Yeah, because I think you brought me back for the 50th celebration, right? And
yeah.
So that's been a few weeks and episodes ago.
We're rolling up on episode 100 now.
There you go.
I can't believe we've been around this long. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I keep shouting at the internet, nothing happens, but I keep doing it every week. So
I'm learning that growth in the podcast format, is a tedious thing, like that's why I gotta do more of my YouTube channel. But also I got some stuff going on that I'll tell you guys about after the show wraps. Well, Andre already knows, but I'll tell you about it, and then maybe you can pass it along to Jeff and your guys over at Diggity Podcast. But enough, self-flagellating myself. So guys, so Gamescom happened today. Well, the Gamescom opening night live. What do you call it? ONL. Opening night live happened. I'm pretty sure you guys were working most of the day. Did you manage to catch any of it?
I've caught clips here and there. I kind of went through some of the announcement trailers and watched what looked interesting, and then I started watching the event as a whole from the start, and I made it probably about halfway through. So it's partially there, but I'm missing a lot of information for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got like a recap article up that we can talk about if you guys want to. But yeah, like it was not bad. I feel like I feel like as far as like gaming goes, like they kind of blew their wad on for Summer Game Fest basically because the Game Awards was hosting this event because Jeff Keighley he's insidious now, like he's all over the place now. You know, remember when he used to be just in a corner of GameStop TV, and then all of a sudden, you know, like he was hooking the E3 show. There was another event that he was doing that slips my mind. Then he broke out and did the Game Awards, you know, and now he basically like helps manage and runs like the Gamescom events. It's crazy, but I really can't hate on the guy anymore.
No, he's done a good job. He really kind of, I don't know. He's kind of like that Jason Schreier type character of, you know, how
God.
it's so.
You know what? Don't say that, because I feel like he's not the most liked person on the internet as far as gaming goes.
I just mean in a being prominent, right? Like,
oh yeah,
anybody who follows gaming in any capacity knows who Jason Schreier is, whether you like him or hate him or whatever it may be. And kind of the same for Jeff Keighley at this point. Like, if you follow it in any capacity, you know who Jeff Keighley is and what he does. I mean, we always joke every year that he keeps getting closer and closer to Christmas with the Game Awards, and he's gonna, you know, he's trying to take Santa's job and be the new reason for the season.
Hey, if he can start giving out some free games, I'm all for it.
Right.
I mean, if the Game Awards start doing this where you tune into the show and like X amount of people that are watching the live stream can get a download code for something, I'm there. You know, and you know, I don't want to be that guy and be like he's got to bring them AAA titles, but for every show he does, you gotta bring at least one or two AAA titles. You know, all the other stuff, you know, the fluff and the filler. Of course, you're like, yeah, like do that thing. You know.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit. Just real fast. Just real fast for those who are wondering, you are listening into the Crossroads Video Game Podcast, which comes to you every week to bring you the latest news, rumors, games, and general discussion in the world of PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. We air live. The Crossroads Show airs live Tuesday nights at youtube.com/Exodus803, normally at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, you can head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast locations to get audio versions of the show, which are hosted Wednesday evenings on any of those channels, as well as Thursday morning recaps, which can be found over at our partner bossrush.net. So just check that out. Also, all of our previous episodes of the Crossroads Show. Can you believe it? 91 episodes are in the tank. 91 episodes, man. All that can be found over at bossrush.net. And if you like the show, please, if you're checking out the live feed on YouTube, definitely give us a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we're doing something here on the channel. And if you're listening to the audio version of the show, remember to share, rate, and review us wherever you're checking us out at. All right, guys.
Yeah, Timmy.
Why are you picking on Timmy this week? What did he do this time?
I haven't seen him in like a week, so I have to.
Okay. All right.
I mean, fair.
Ain't no thing there. All right. So guys, you guys ready to talk about what we've been playing this past week?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I'm digging it. So Brody, you're the guest here. So man, let us know what you've been playing this past week.
So I have been playing a ton of Cult of the Lamb. Steam's not working for me right now, or else I would give you an actual number of hours that I put into this in like, a week and a half now. Mm-hmm. I know I'm probably in the 12-hour mark, give or take. But so far, I'm loving that game. Initially, when they showed it off, I was not interested in any capacity whatsoever. And as it got closer and I started hearing reviews and kind of started hearing more about what it was, I was more interested because the survival aspect of it that they kind of marketed it as was the part that turned me off. I really just don't care for survival games. It's not really my bread and butter. I do that every day in life. I'm just trying to fucking survive out here. So I'm not trying to do that when I'm relaxing. So that's usually not my genre of game. And as it got closer, started listening to reviews and really, really just finally decided I was going to give her a go. Never even played the demo, just went ahead and bought the game and dove into it. I have been loving it, and I will continue to play it. I kind of want to get 100%, but I did have a weird glitch that is going to prevent me from doing that, at least on my first run.
Oh man,
which is unfortunate.
All right, so this is by Devolver Digital, right?
Yeah, it's published by Devolver Digital, and
I swear, Devolver Digital, we trust these days, right? I feel like for like I don't want to call them a small studio, but they're not like they're not part of any of the big three and stuff like that.
Right.
So we can't say they're like a big time studio and stuff like that. But man, Devolver Digital just been smashing it. They've been on a roll this past year. Let me see. Stray was the last game that they just put out. And I can't think of. They've had at least 3 or 4 other titles come out this year. So like, man, they're on a roll. Like, what's been your favorite part about this game so far?
So far, honestly, I think it blends this pseudo roguelike type of thing it has going on. I mean, the most roguelike it really is which weapon and which curse you get at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then from there, as you go through these dungeons, you get this you can get these tarot cards that give you little perks that really in the grand scheme of things don't make a massive difference, but they help a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that's really the only roguelike element. I mean, of course, if you die, you'll have to start over from the beginning of that dungeon, or you can sacrifice a follower in order to stay alive and get more hearts back. And the more loyal they are to you, the more hearts you get back, which is fucked up on so many different levels. But I think the mixture of that dungeon crawling and the sim aspect of it, of like running your cult, building it up, making sure your followers are happy, making sure they have something to eat, making sure that, everything is clean. On the surface, all of it is pretty simple. And if it was just one of those elements by itself, I don't think I would like either of them, like whether it was just dungeon crawler or if it was just the sim aspect of it. But I think that melody of the two of them works exceptionally well for creating a unique experience where it is just enough time in a dungeon, come back, manage your camp for a little bit, and then you go back into a dungeon again. And I think it blends it just so well that you never really get sick of anything. And the developer on this was Massive Monster too. Sorry about that.
Massive Monster? Okay. Yeah,
then
Devolver is the publisher.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are absolutely correct. Devolver has been knocking it out of the park. And honestly, they're probably one of my favorite publishers right now, because these little bite-sized indie games where it's like maybe a 10, 15 hour experience at most is that's right up my alley lately, because I just don't have the energy to put crazy amounts of hours into a game. But it's fantastic. I highly recommend it to a lot of people. There are a lot of bugs, especially on consoles. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's as many on PC. There are still a few that are kind of lingering here and there. But it's not god awful for the most part. I've heard some people had worse issues than I have. I think I've had it crash once. I had there is a part where you can go back into a dungeon you've already completed, and it gets more difficult, and you get a special item at the end of the dungeon once you complete the new boss, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the bosses, when I killed the boss, he like flew off screen, and so I didn't get that special item.
Oh no.
And that's why I'm not going to be able to 100% it. And I'm like, man,
how far in were you? Can you replay that
one? There's 4 main dungeons, and I just completed the 3rd dungeon. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm probably about 8 hours in at that time.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
12. I'm like, nah, it's cool. We'll get it next time if I do go through it again. But no, it's definitely really cool. Mm-hmm. A very interesting aspect, and the whole like cult level of it just adds kind of this overhanging, not weirdness, but weirdness to it, where it's like you can marry or marry one of your followers, and then your follower you can sacrifice to get like 4 hearts plus 2 blue hearts on top of it, or like you can sacrifice one to a better or to a higher power essentially, and like raise all of the faith in your camp for a certain amount of time. It's just there's these little things and little details that they really kind of zeroed in on that I think they just did such an excellent job with.
Yeah. All right. This is not the same team that did those Don't Starve games, is it? Because it looks like it has the same mechanic and almost art style to it.
I don't believe so. So okay. Massive Monster has made, the last game that I played from them was Adventure Pals, which was also this weird, like, you're this weird little kid who has a giraffe that lives in his backpack or rides around in his backpack, and he uses his tongue to like propel you across this 2D platforming and
I've
stuff.
seen the trailers for that game.
It's so much fun. It was just this stupid
zany
experience that I loved so much. And then they have, it looks like Never Give Up, which I never played, and Unicycle Giraffe. And I've never played that one either, but
I remember reading some stuff on Never Give Up. And that one looked like it was pretty fun as well. Anything else you've been checking out, playing this?
The other game I've been playing quite a bit on my Switch actually is Xenoblade Chronicles. So I had never really gotten into the series. I bought number 2 when it came out. It ran terribly on the Switch and handheld, so I just kind of quit playing it because the Switch is my handheld console and I really don't use it for much else other than like party games. So I bounced off of it when they did the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I ended up picking that up, played a couple hours of it, and just never came back to it. Well, I finally have gotten back into it, and over the last couple weeks, probably put another, I'd say 16, 17 hours into it. So I've definitely, I guess it's probably been over the last 3 or 4 weeks, put a good chunk of time into it. It's a pretty lengthy game. I think the average time to beat's like 60 something hours. And that's if you are not a completionist, which I am. So I'm going to have easily probably 80 to 100 hours in this.
I've heard this is one insanely long game. And I'm one of those people, I can't jump in RPGs like that anymore.
It's hard.
And it's not like I have to speed run an RPG, but there was a time when I used to eat RPGs for breakfast. If it was a game where you got the best stuff after playing 500 hours of the game, I was in there for 500 hours, and then all of a sudden it was I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of this. Now I just pick and choose the RPGs I'm playing and stuff. So this game is playing better on the Switch this time. Is it playing better on the Switch than its predecessor is? Okay.
So this was originally a Wii game, if I remember correctly. And
wait, I think 2 was a Wii game.
No, 2 was a Switch game. Chronicles Cross or X or whatever it is. I don't remember which one it actually is defined as.
You know what? Don't give me the lying. I don't keep tracking Nintendo games like that anymore. I really don't.
It was a good try, though. I mean, I was in here. I was believing you. No, the original. Let's see, Xenoblade Chronicles. Nintendo Wii in 2010.
Yeah. The original was Nintendo Wii. I remember that now because I was pissed off behind that little sales campaign, we're just going to call it, because you can only buy it if you pre-order through GameStop, and that was a time when I was very hostile towards GameStop. I'm a former management employee of GameStop, and I had a lot of hostility back then, and when that game was making the rounds, and the only place you get it from was at GameStop, I was like, oh no, you just lost a sale, guys. I still have my Wii at the time too. You guys lost a sale.
Yeah. And then, so Xenoblade Chronicles X or Cross or whichever one it is came out on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. I never played that one either. But I wanted to go back to the beginning of it because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 obviously just came out in July. And so I really wanted to get into that game. So I finally was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to go through these RPGs, and I want to play the new one. I've heard nothing but good things about the new one. It's a lengthy JRPG, and I want to play it, so I'm going to power through these other 2 games. And so far, I'm really enjoying Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and looking forward to giving 2 another go, except for I will be playing it on my TV because it is atrocious handheld. It is so bad. But I also am going to have to restart it because I have no idea what is going on anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's about it for me, man.
Okay, cool. All right, Andre, your turn. Oh, you know what? Wait. Does your game start with a D?
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Have a number 2 somewhere in it, and it ends with the word fall or something like that. Is that your game?
No, I was actually playing Digimon Survive. I just lied to you. No, I was playing Destiny 2. Again, if anyone is watching, today is a big day. Today is season the Plunder. We got Lightfall reveal. Taken King is back, which I've never done, so I'm coolio excited to try it.
Taken King, is that an old episode?
So that is a old reprise raid coming back. It's from Destiny 1, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy because like I remember the last time you were on the Bossers podcast. You and Corey were just like y'all were being nerds and y'all were talking about how both of you guys were mad that you can't revisit any of that old content because they just phase it out.
So basically yesterday there was a whole bunch of leaks that happened, which obviously, because that's how shit is these days, you can't have nothing on the internet. But for the longest time there was always these two raids that Bungie had in mind that they were going to bring back from Destiny 1. It was the Taken King or it was a different one. And found out today it was the Taken King. So we got a trailer for that. We got a trailer for the new season, and then we got a trailer for Lightfall, which is basically Cyberpunk meets Mass Effect.
It looks so cool, I will say.
So
like I saw the trailer. It is definitely it looks nice. I'm like, man, is now the time for me to jump on Destiny? Is now that time?
Now, I think it was one of the, I don't know his spot in Bungie, but Joe Blackburn said he's like if anyone wants to start playing Destiny, now's the time to play because it's only going to get better.
Stop it! Don't do that to me. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You have not come over to the Monster Hunter side yet. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that?
Well, I don't know if it'll be coming anytime soon after.
I know, honestly, when you have games like this that like they're continuing games and stuff, it's really hard to like stop playing.
Dude, it's so hard
to jump into another continuous game.
Because it's so difficult.
Yeah, because Monster Hunter is a continuous game until the next game happens, or until you decide you're going to stop, and this I'm pretty sure it's the same way with Destiny.
It is. It's like. And this season is a 5. It's from now until December 6th. So that's like a 5-month season. So I'm sure there will be at some point I'll get like burnout and not play it for a bit. But it's like I always come back. It's just I don't know. Like Destiny has. It's just I've made tons of friends. I've made moments that are so much fun. Nights I've stayed up late playing with random people I may never meet, and it's cool because I didn't know games could still do that, where you meet random people online who you have such a better connection with than people who you personally know, and you just spend hours and don't realize it until you hear the birds chirping and you're like, shit, I've been up all night, I just completely forgot. And I didn't know that. Because I'm 29, I didn't know games could still do that for me. So it's cool that I still have a game that can do that, and I don't know if I'll ever not play it.
Dude's under 30. Jeez.
Okay. God. All right.
God. All right. You know what? No. Your time's running out because like you're about to hit the magic number where like you get up too fast, your back is blown out. And I don't mean in the nice in the way we want it to be blown out or anything like that.
But yeah, this past weekend was just spent prepping for new stuff, getting all loose ends tied up. Me and Corey actually played together. I got him. I helped him get his first clear on a raid. I played with Josh as well. It was fun. So after this podcast is done, I'm gonna stay up longer than I should playing the new season of Destiny that came out tonight.
Yeah. Destiny 1 was that game for me. Like I put so much time in Destiny 1, could not get enough of it, even though that content trickle was very slow.
Oh god.
So Destiny 2 has been, for whatever reason, I can't seem to stay into it. I keep jumping in, I'll play the DLC or the expansion, and then I'll level through a season or two, and then next thing I bounce out again. And I bought the last season and the last expansion, and I have not completed the expansion, and I did not complete the season. And it's not even like I get sick of playing the game. I feel like a lot of it is Destiny 2 came out either after I started podcasting or whatever it was. So I always feel this like push to continue to play new games and stuff. So I have something new to talk about, or I don't know what it is. That's the only thing I can really equate it to. But yeah, no, Destiny, that game is fantastic. That new expansion looks awesome.
Dude, it's for me, personally, it's the colors. It's so bright, and this expansion is called Lightfall. So basically, if I could kind of explain it to you guys,
yeah, go ahead.
This would kind of be the Avengers Infinity War moment. So I personally think that we've been leading up to a giant fight of like light versus darkness, and I personally think we have been having a lot more W's than L's, and I personally think that this next expansion is going to be when Thanos kind of comes into the picture and he assembles his squad and he's like, okay, you guys have had your fun. I'm done. You know, it's if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And I personally think this next expansion that you guys saw the trailer for, the Witness, the guy that has the smoke coming out, I think he's gonna kind of get his team together, and he's just gonna hit us so hard that we might lose some key players, and we're gonna be kind of like beaten up. And I really hope that's true, because I'm tired of almost kicking ass that I want to feel like I'm backed into a corner and I need to kind of like run away and rethink and come back. So I'm really looking forward to the next, I guess, level that this game is going.
Yeah. And speaking of Destiny 2, like check out over at bossverse.net our good friend Dan's freaking write up on that whole showcase, all the reveals and everything like that. Like, get some good information, so check that out. Anything else you've been playing, man? Besides Digimon? Because we know you've been playing Digimon. Are you done with Digimon?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Say no more.
That game is a fucking, I don't know, a 3 times playthrough, because like I said, like every decision there is a different path the game takes. And me and Josh actually talked about it. And the only way to get the true ending of the game is to beat it on New Game Plus.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah, for real.
I don't have time for that shit.
Right? Like I just finally beat my first game of the year. If anyone was listening last week, you guys know I finally beat a game. Like, the first game of the year was As Dusk Falls, and I'm actually juggling 2 games right now, which you know what? I'll go ahead and start talking about. Everybody that knows me knows that when they announced this game, I was definitely going to get it. And yes, I did jump into Saints Row, the new one, today. It's a reboot. And you know what? I got to say, like, I had about 90 minutes of playtime, you know, that I got. Well, not 90 minutes. It was more like maybe like an hour, right before we had to get ready for the podcast. And I tell you what, I'm liking it so far. It's pretty fun. Like went through the character creation process, which it's not like the old Saints Row. Like, the old Saints Row was, like, I mean, it's similar, but it's not like the old Saints Row character creation. Like, I mean, like, yeah, like, I guess they were like, you know what, we're in a new era, you know. So there's kind of some things that they kind of held themselves back on, which, you know, but it's whatever. But I mean, you know, like, there's so many options out there in customizations now. You know, like, you can do everything from you can have like your guy have prosthetic limbs, well, guy or girl, depending on which, you know, or you know, and you can technically be you know, non-binary in this, because like you can definitely have a man or a woman with the opposite gender's voice and stuff like that. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on with that. But yeah, like accessibility options out the wazoo, which goes hand in hand with like the fact that the characters have prosthetics and stuff like that. Gameplay is pretty good. Like I'm digging it. It's a Saints Row formula. Like I haven't gotten to where I can like roam around the map yet because I'm still locked in some like the quote unquote tutorial type stuff. But so far it's fun. I'm gonna have to play around with the gun controls because it seems like the reticle for the gun is kind of like floaty, and I kind of don't like that. And I have to spend some time like tweaking that because I'm one of those people that like I'm not the best at shooters in the first place, but like if we're doing some gunplay, it's got to be a little precise.
Yeah.
So far I haven't found any, like, I know Digital Foundry, well, I'm playing this on PC, and I know Digital Foundry, like, kind of ripped it a good one, on the consoles. But I haven't really found anything that's, like, standing out that's making it like, I'm not going to enjoy this game as far as, like, playability and stuff like that. But yeah, like, overall, it's fun. Like, I actually made a character that kind of sort of looks like me. Kind of sort of, because like I hate to say it, like game developers, I love you guys to death, but it is hard to like create a black person my complexion, my body type, and stuff like that, and not look like an alien, from outer space dropped out of a UFO or something like that. It's always some weird stuff. I'm not here to be politically correct or nothing like that. So I'm not going to talk about how like how all the Caucasian characters always look perfect, always look good and stuff like that. Because I get it. It's a 3D environment. Like even if even if the character body type looks good, there's always something off about the skin tone or something like that, and in this day and age of like high textures and all that stuff, like it's actually starting to look comparable, like shoot, like I zoomed in on my guy's face and I was like, oh my god, I can see pores. And it wasn't because
that good.
And it wasn't because of film grain. I could actually see pores and stuff like that.
This is a game that I've wanted to try, and all of the reviews leading up to it just really bummed me out, and I will eventually get around to playing it. But
I say, I hate to say this on a live show. If you're not a day one person, just go ahead and wait for like the first sale that puts it like at $40 or below and stuff like that. Because I get it. Saints Row, if you're a hardcore Grand Theft Auto person, Saints Row probably is not your fare in the first place. But I'm not anti Grand Theft Auto because I actually enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 4 and I love 5. But I came from a time where like Grand Theft Auto. Well, I came from a mindset. I'm sorry. I came from a mindset. I hate to show how much of a game snob I am. I came from a mindset where I thought Grand Theft Auto was just like mindless stupidity, because like when they were the old, like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, when it was that whole top down thing where it was like basically looking at the cars like running through the city and stuff, and you see this pixelated dude jump out of a vehicle, run inside a building, shoot the place up, run back out, and then try to avoid the cops and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. Then Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and even though I was like it looks great, stuff like that, like they were just like, we're gonna make this the most violent, crazy ass game ever and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know if I'm digging this and stuff like that. Then Saints Row comes out. Like Saints Row 1 and 2 were basically like, in my opinion, clones of Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City and stuff like that. Like the character models looked a little bit better. They looked anatomically like actual people and stuff like that, because at this point, like we were knee deep in the PS2 era and like crossing into the PS3 era and stuff like that. So Saints Row 3 comes out and I start seeing the trailers for Saints Row 3. And I was like, whoa, this isn't the same Saints Row that I've been seeing. This isn't the same game.
Not at all.
It's batshit bonkers. Let's put it that way. And
yes.
And like it was just some of the craziness, like seeing your guy ride side saddle or Bronco style on a jet. I was like, what is going on here and stuff like that. Or watching them run through the street, like bludgeoning people to death with a bat that looks like a giant dildo and stuff like that. I was like,
yeah,
this shit looks crazy.
I could still tolerate 3. 4 was when they lost me though.
Yeah, 4 I think they got in their own way with that story because 4 had some stuff going on because basically 4 was basically like like they're in the Matrix and stuff like that, but it was like a very bad copy of the Matrix because there was like flaws in flaws in the infrastructure and all that stuff. It was fun, but it didn't have the same feel as 3, but yeah, like. So yeah, so right now Saints Row is doing the thing for me. I'm enjoying it so far. Like Andre, like after this show wraps, I'm probably gonna be up half the night playing the game, which sucks because I have a 7 a.m. workout with my personal trainer, so he's gonna know something's up when I'm just dragging ass tomorrow morning doing this. And then I started Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm finally on board. I'm not gonna talk about it tonight because I know. If I turn around next week and tell a story about how I talked about Ghost of Tsushima the previous episode, he's gonna be so mad at me.
He will. He will.
I haven't played the director's cut, but I played the original game when it came out, and I platinumed it, and it was fantastic. It's like Assassin's Creed, but good.
It's probably one of my favorite.
I just offended with that statement, but
it's probably one of my favorite games. It's so good.
It is. It's fantastic.
I'm enjoying it. I am playing it. In the cinematic style, which is basically the Japanese dialogue with subtitles and stuff like that.
Oh, you're playing it the right way then.
Yeah,
you're playing it the right way.
There's a part of me that almost went Kurosawa mode, but I didn't like what it did. It kind of like it changed the aspect ratio of the game, and I was playing in 4K HDR and stuff like that. It changed the aspect ratio of the game, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
That'd be a little weird, yeah.
Even though Kurosawa mode is nice though. It is nice.
It's cool.
I was like, no, that's a little too much. It will pull my immersion out of the game because I know like the screen real estate looks off, and I can't deal with that. Actually, trying to have something on a 4.3 aspect, on a big ass fucking, like HD TV, stuff like, nah, can't do that. Well, that's everything for me. Like I've just been bumbling around, and stuff like that. The reason why I'm doing these games right now is because me and a buddy, we've partnered up, and we created a brand new YouTube channel called Silicon Syndicate. Like, check it out. Like, like it's a brand new channel and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, right now, if you check us out in the YouTube stream chat, I just put a link because we just kicked off the Men and Medan like gameplay segment. First episode's up. Follow that link there, and you know what? If you're liking the content, we've got a bunch of content out there already. If you're liking the content, I mean, there's nothing wrong with subscribing, right?
Subscribe to the channel, people.
Just saying, turn those notifications on as well.
Drop a comment. Drop your favorite game now. Do it.
Y'all, you guys been killing it over here. I'm checking out the channel now, and holy cow, that is a lot of content in like 2 weeks that you guys uploaded.
Brand new channel. Just trying to bring stuff to the masses. Like stuff that they may want to see. So like 4K, 8K HDR content, tech reviews, gaming news, things like that. Like we're trying to have fun, and we want to bring people along for the ride. If you guys want to subscribe, so yeah, do it. We would love you for it.
When did you start this?
As a matter of fact, the channel officially started August the 6th, so it's not even a month old.
How do you have that many subscribers already?
Look at the content. look at the content.
No, like I'm just like, that is so good for just already starting. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Like, I woke up and I saw that, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Like good. We got good word of mouth, but also, like I said, good content. So yeah, there's that.
Holy shit, you have a lot of content.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Exactly. All right, so that's everything that we've been playing. Definitely drop us a line over at ps_crossroads on Twitter. Let us know like what you've been playing. Give some ideas of what we should be playing next. I mean, we're now hitting the fall season of gaming and stuff like that, which means like the calendar is just going to be crammed, not just full of titles, but also like we'll have AAA titles and stuff out there too. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about like the calendar, it's because we're about to talk about the notable games coming to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox this week. This week being the week of the 22nd of August to the 28th of August. So you know what, Mr. Wilson?
Wait, hold on. Did you send the doc?
I did. I did. Hold on.
Where?
Hold on a second. I thought I sent it. I thought I sent it in the social media chat. But there you go. I just gave
Did you? I may.
It's no. It's okay. It's okay. Like
I may have.
I need to get more automated with some of this stuff.
You probably did. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm silly. I'm silly. I apologize.
No. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah. So what's up, dude? You ready for this?
Yes, sir. All right. So from the August 22nd to August 26th. Wow. August 22nd is a lot of games.
I know, right?
It's
I know,
so
man.
many.
Your wallet's already dead. It's
okay.
Your wallet's
August
dead.
22nd.
Your debit card's overheating.
The one and only game we have for August 22nd is the Elder Scrolls Online Lost Depths, the MMO expansion for PC. Also on Stadia, if you're that one person that has Stadia. August 23rd.
Hey, you guys shit on Stadia like we do.
I mean, Stadia had so much potential. Stadia had so much potential when they first started marketing it, and I just hope Sony just jumps and grabs all their stuff so they can just strengthen PlayStation Plus. That's all I'm gonna say. Sony, throw Google some money. I don't think Google's the type that's gonna sit on it and not give it away. You throw them a price tag, they might jump on it and let you have it.
Oh, they've slowly been killing it themselves, so I'm sure they would be more than happy to make money off of it.
Oh yeah, for real.
And Sony could absolutely use that infrastructure because it is a solid infrastructure. It's just Google has done a shit job of actually marketing it and really doing a whole lot with it, unfortunately. I mean, it, like you said, it had so much promise, but it's what Google does best, really. I mean, they get into something and then they just decide, nah, we're done.
And
we're good.
And just another tax write-off.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Andre, continue.
Okay, August 23rd, we have 4 games. Number 1 coming in hot, Saints Row, the action game for the PlayStations. Also on the Xbox family and the PC. Number 2, we got Total War, Warhammer 3, Immortal Empires, the real-time strategy, RTS, for the PC. Number 3, we have Yars Recharge, the action game for the PlayStations, also on the Xbox family, excuse me, and the PC. Number 4,
real fast, like the Yars Recharged. I don't, you got to be old to remember this game. There was a game on the Atari 2600 called Yars Revenge.
Oh, this is old then. Holy.
Yeah, Yars Recharged is a complete. I want to say is like a reboot of this, because I saw the name and I was like, Yars Recharged. Like, why does it sound so familiar? I went and looked it up. I was like, wait a second. I spent hours, back when I was a kid playing Yars Revenge, and here we go. Like they did a reboot / remake or whatever you want to call it, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to check it out on the PC. So yeah, my childhood.
It's like a bullet hell before that was really even its own genre.
Yeah,
like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I don't even know what it was and what it was you were controlling in that game, whatnot. And I'm sorry, I'm stealing Andre's thunder. So get back into it, man.
All good. And August 24th, we got 3 games. First one is Islets or Islets? Islets. Okay, cool.
It's like Isles, like the small little islands.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Platformer for the Xbox family and PC. Number 2, we got Path of Exile, Lake of Kalandra, the RPG for the PC. Number 3, and the last one for August 24th, we have Warriors of the Nile, number 2. turn-based strategy game coming for the PC. August 25th, which I have seen tons of ads for this game, SD Gundam Battle Alliance. PlayStation's, Xbox Family, and PC. Again, I have seen ads for this a lot.
The SD Gundam series is like, you know, it's like a mech game that you didn't know you needed, and man, because you know it's like the chibi, like super deformed, like Gundams, and you know, from across the entire franchise of the Mobile Suit Gundam like anime series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, like it's got some, it's an action RPG. It's got some hardcore combat elements and stuff like that. It's honestly giving me like, you know, Armored Core. You know, except in the cute factor, you know.
I downloaded the demo on Switch, but I have not gotten around to play it.
Oh, there's a demo on Switch? I'm gonna have to try it out.
I think there might even be a demo on Steam as well, but I haven't. I just happened to see it on Switch, so I just downloaded it there.
Let's go to the Steam store right now. Andre, continue. Oh, it is on Steam. Andre, you good?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just watching.
Oh, you're watching gameplay of it? Okay.
Well, because like I've seen it everywhere, and I'm like, what's so good about it?
And of course, is the most popular Gundam like Wing Zero from Gundam Wing? Is that the most popular one? Because they always use that to showcase. It's either that one or it's the I'm sorry, I'm an anime nerd, so you know, like, you know, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, just go ahead and tell me to shut up.
No, I'm with you. I'm following.
Yeah, because
I never remember half the names, but I'm following.
Mean, if you're an anime fan and you don't know Gundam, are you an anime fan?
Right. Well, shit. If you're not an anime fan if you don't know Robotech. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
Facts.
All right.
Number 2, we have Saga Frontier. Saga Frontier 2. The RPG coming to PlayStation 4. Number 3, we have Starless, a survival horror. What? Coming to the PC. Starless. Yeah. Interesting. Number 4, we have Richman 10, a strategy coming to the Xbox One.
You know, real fast. Like, why is Square Enix still trying to make Saga Frontier a thing? Like, they just recently like released it wasn't a re-release. It was kind of like a remake of the original Saga Frontier that did nothing. Nobody, not only did nobody care about it, but also people said the game was just as bad as the original game was way back in the PS1 days. And here comes Saga Frontier 2, which is also another PS1 game. But I think this is just a port this time. Like, they're like, we're not gonna waste all this energy and stuff like remaking it if people are gonna shit on it.
That's fair. August 26th, we have Pac-Man World Repack, the adventure for the PlayStation's, Xbox Family, and the PC. Number 2, we have Diablo 3 Season 27. Holy shit. Yeah. The PlayStations and the Xbox One. Season 27, Diablo 3 out here, just the world record of seasons.
I mean, it's gonna do the thing until Diablo 4 is official.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Number 3, we have NHRA Championship Drag Racing Speed for All, the racing game, PlayStation's, Xbox Family, and the PC. Number 4, Overloop Hack and Slash for the PC, and number 5 for August 26th, Soul Hackers 2 RPG for the PlayStation's, Xbox Family, and the PC.
All right, man. Thanks.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, like, as you guys know, a complete list of the upcoming games for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox can be found over on our website, bossrush.net. Go ahead, enjoy that, and remember to hit up the bossrush.net every week to get all the info on every weekly release of games. Like, it's more than just what we talk about here on Crossroads and stuff like that, you know. So just do that, and like I said, the fall season's here, and it's headlined by the return of a AAA franchise title, that being Saints Row. So definitely get out there, check out some of those other big hitters out there, and have some fun, you know, like, and get ready to cry, because like, you're gonna spend some money the rest of the year now. And that's all I can say about it. Guys, off this list, any of these games jumping out at you that you might grab first?
So I'm interested in the SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Like I said, I'm gonna play that demo and see if I get into it or not. Not that I need anything else to play right now, but because I have a problem, like we discussed before this show. I have an addictive personality. It's fine. Saints Row. I definitely will end up picking that up eventually, but that's going to be a wait for a sale just because I got enough other stuff going on and that I'm not. I want them to fix some of the bugs, right? Like that was the biggest complaint I've been seeing about it is a lot of bugs and a lot of like game breaking bugs. And so I'll just wait a little bit on that. And then Soul Hackers 2, I'm kind of interested in. That's like so that was originally, I believe, an SNES game or an NES game.
I don't know. But then again, we have a game that went all the way. We have a game on this list went all the way back to Atari 2600. So anything's possible.
I am looking. Hang on. Sorry. Soul Hackers 1. So that was it was called Devil Summoners Soul Hackers. It came out in 97 for it says Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation, and Sega Saturn. I was thinking there was one prior to that was like the SNES, but I am not finding it right off the bat. So anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's kind of Persona / Shin Megami Tensei-esque.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what kind of caught my eye with the cover art.
Yeah, and it comes from Atlas, so I mean they're the kings of that genre of like this turn-based demon collecting battle-a-thon type deal. So I'm sure it's fantastic. I've been hearing kind of middling things, more on the higher end of things, depending on who you read the review from, whether it's their type of game or not, really.
Speaking
of you're good.
Demon like collecting, did anyone here play Onimusha?
Yes.
Fucking love that game. Sorry, just as soon as you said demon collecting, I'm just like Onimusha.
Oh yeah. Onimusha walks so Ghost of Tsushima can run.
Yeah, easily. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you are absolutely good. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, as everyone already knows, I'm already playing Saints Row, which I'm digging it, and stuff like that. Yars Recharge, I'm definitely going to check out, and you know what? If you hadn't said anything, Brody, I probably wouldn't even thought about SD Gundam Battle Alliance past just talking about it tonight.
I'm probably going to download that. I'm probably going to download the demo on my Switch and give that a try for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I'm a sucker for chibis, so.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started with the news, I guess, right?
Please, and thank you.
Let's do this then. Okay, so our first news topic tonight is some PSVR 2 news. Actually, Sony has finally let loose some details for when we're gonna have a release for for PlayStation VR 2. Like a release window set for early 2023. So. There's that. Basically, if you guys haven't been keeping track of it out there, PSVR 2 will release sometime in early 2023. There has not been a definitive date set for that yet, but it has been confirmed by Sony. Actually, it was kind of rush confirmed by Sony because an accidental slip up over at PlayStation France kind of were prematurely said so. so right after that, like all the other PlayStation outlets, including PlayStation UK and some of the other ones, they went ahead and fell in line and repeated the same message. So Sony has officially said PSVR 2 is coming early 2023. In the lead up to this whole thing, Sony had been very selective, or I should say secretive about this device, and stuff like that, unveiling information in a calculated manner. And only announcing a handful of games to date so far, with the Horizon being one of the biggest ones for it. But this is the first time, as of right now, that we're actually hearing anything official about the launch details of the system. PSVR 2 specs are head and shoulders, basically like head and shoulders over its nearest competition, which is the Oculus. Is that their is that their closest competition? Because I know there's a couple other VR devices out there, but I think obviously the Oculus Quest is what everybody thinks about.
Yeah, the Meta, whatever the hell it is now. But the Oculus is probably the other one. I mean, there's also the Valve Index, but that bad boy's pricey.
How pricey?
Like $1,000.
I thought so.
That's for the entire VR kit. You can get just the Valve Index headset and controllers for $750. Mm-hmm. Just the headset alone is $500.
$750 is insane. Like, God. Yeah. And you see, there's the other thing too. Like the next thing Sony needs to pony up is the price for this thing, because the price tag,
it's not gonna be cheap.
I mean, I don't know. Like they got to keep it under 300. They got to keep it under 300 if they're gonna want it to like move any numbers, because I mean
they won't.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
If they do it over $300, that's going to be insane. They're not gonna move units, because like
I agree.
Outside the collectors, people who want this stuff, just so they have it in their storage space or whatever. Only hardcore people are going to get this. They're not going to get casuals, for price tag. If it's more than half the price of the PS5, like, no, especially considering that it's a PS5 accessory. You can't use it on a PS4. You can't.
Yep. I think so. The biggest thing about this is to be tied to that ecosystem, right? The fact that it is releasing solely to be compatible with the PS5 is going to hurt it to begin with. Whereas, the Oculus or even Steam Index or whatever, it's like, PC, or for the Oculus, if I remember correctly, you can run some stuff just directly from it. I think it can kind of tie into whatever, right? But the fact that it is tied to solely the PlayStation ecosystem is, it's going to hurt it. And also, but the amount of tech that they've thrown into this thing is incredible. I mean, this is a feat of engineering for sure, especially in this VR space that it is still somewhat struggling to take off in any meaningful manner. I mean, it's doing fine, but it's not going to overtake gaming as a whole yet.
Just the whole like OLED screen resolution per eye, like being more than double that of the PSVR, which for the tech junkies out there, we're looking at a resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yes. That's a lot of pixels to have right there in your eyes.
I see no way they sell this for under $750.
Oh my God.
And honestly, I think even then they're not making money off of it. They would be relying on software sales, and I just don't think there's the software sales to justify it. So I would not even be surprised to see them sell this for higher. Like, I think $1,000 would be what you would almost see from this, which I think is ridiculous, but the amount of tech that's here is just crazy, and I don't know how they get away from asking an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe that's exactly why they're being hesitant about a price tag, because they know like it's going to be absolute sticker shock, and not the good sticker shock. I mean,
no.
Yeah, I mean, like, you've got new motion controllers for this thing, which feature haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and finger tracing. Like, shit. Even it's got two things that the DualSense controller can do. Like, that finger tracing is going to be finger tracking. I'm sorry, not tracing, tracking. I'm thinking ray tracing. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the index, so the index, it's not even close to that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find some of the specs on this. I'm looking here, sorry. But yeah, it's just, this thing's gonna be crazy, man. Like, it's awesome from a nerdy tech standpoint, but good God, I don't know how they get this price down to a reasonable amount that people will be willing to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I said, the only thing left now is the price tag. I mean, we know they're making games for it. Like, what all we got now is the price tag, which good luck, Sony.
Yeah, I can't see it, like Brody said, I can't see this being below, I don't know. Like
they might shock us, but you know, at the same time, like it could like they might shock us, but it'll be taken at a loss, you know, unless they've got a I don't know in this economy right now, like I don't think parts are cheap. I don't think parts
no,
anywhere are cheap. Like
no.
and the parts themselves are cheap. The demand is high, you know. So like, well,
I think this thing was supposed to come out earlier too, and I
Mhm.
think they pushed it back. One, because of supply chain stuff, but also because everything has gone up in price so much that
Yeah.
I think it threw it even more out of whack. And they're like, we can't feasibly do this right now.
Mhm.
Because the way they've been marketing it, it's been this slow trickle, and they had originally kind of talked about it, and then they finally showed it off. And I mean, it was staged like this thing was supposed to come out by the end of this year, right? Like
Yeah.
hit the holiday season rolling and try to move some units, but clearly that has missed that mark. So this should be an interesting one to say the least, I'm sure.
Any final thoughts, guys?
I think it's about it for me.
Okay.
So
All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and get started on our next news topic because this is one to talk about here. All right, so over across the pond, there's a class action lawsuit being lobbed Sony's way because right now Sony is being sued over the prices on the PlayStation Store. Yeah, this is wild. This is wild, everybody. As a matter of fact, I grabbed this information from IGN.com. Sony is being sued for £5 billion, which is roughly $5.9 billion.
5.9 billion with a goddamn B. That's a lot of fucking money. I'm sorry, but when LeRon showed me this, I was like, homie, millions seems like with crypto and everything these days, million is like, holy cow. That person was like $1 million. That's like, whoa, that's crazy. But when you throw a B on that bitch, it is like next level. Like what? Like
For real.
I'm sorry,
For real.
but I'm still like, holy shit.
This is nearly $6 billion that's being asked for Sony right now.
Like Sony better sell the VR for at least $1,000 each unit.
Oh,
just to make up for this. I'm sorry, but $5.9 billion. Like that is insane to think of.
That's pretty much the revenue for Fortnite for 1 year. Just throwing that out there.
Are you for real?
That's pretty accurate. At least a couple years ago.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
$5 billion. I can't remember if that was Epic as a whole or if that was just Fortnite, but yeah, $5 billion.
Remember, Sony has like 25% market share in Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have a minority stake in Epic, which is good on Sony, by the way,
Yeah.
But also like bad the fact that Sony has 9 million people that lodged a complaint with accusations saying that the PlayStation Store has ripped people off with overpriced games and in-game purchases. We're gonna talk about this in a second, but let me just go ahead and reading like the highlights of this whole thing. The plaintiff is claiming that Sony is overcharging consumers and abusing its position as the primary seller of PlayStation games digitally. The crux of the lawsuit is that as the primary and dominant seller of digital PlayStation products, Sony is in a position to overcharge for its items. The legal action claims that it's doing exactly that, forcing consumers to overspend unfairly and, as a result, is in breach of competition law. The estimated damages per individual over the last 6 years ranges anywhere from 67 to 562 pounds, which in U.S. dollars that equates to $79 to around $664, and this is excluding interest, which amasses to the whole £5 billion total, which the lawsuit is claiming for.
Question:
Yes.
Who started the lawsuit?
You know what? I didn't read all. I don't know for sure who started it all. The links are in the stream chat as far as like the whole details because IGN got wind of this from Sky News. Which Sky News is like the big news conglomerate over there in the UK and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean. Let's unpack this for a second, because
you have to be one ballsy motherfucker if you are like, I'm just gonna fucking sue Sony.
Good, Googa Moo.
Fortnite,
Fortnite made $5.8 billion in 2021, and you know that number. You know that number is somewhere in six, maybe, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so you know that number is probably somewhere in the 6 or 7 now.
And on top of that, they've had like the Dragon Ball event and everything else.
All this like the Black Panther stuff right now. Well, not right now, but the Black Panther stuff, like all the Marvel stuff is happening. The Star Wars stuff, oh man, you know the Star Wars stuff is big. You know?
I will say that I bought shit too. I'm not even gonna try and front.
Oh,
I bought shit.
There you go.
I bought Goku and Vegeta. Come on now.
I used to be hardcore into Fortnite. I can't get back into Fortnite because I will drop my rent.
I never got into it. Like I lie. I messed around with it for a little bit on PS4, just for a little bit, you know, and then I was like, this is not holding my attention, so I was done with it.
Fortnite is so addicting.
Okay, so since obviously the PlayStation Store is apparently the culprit here, let's talk about this for a second. I don't know how I feel about this lawsuit, just as an actual PlayStation user. I don't know how I feel about this lawsuit because you can't swing a dead cat without there being a flash sale on the PlayStation Store. So What are they talking about?
So I think they're comparing it to physical sales where you can get physical. I read into this a couple days ago when it first came out. From my understanding, the whole argument is that, well, I could go out and buy the disc for cheaper. And since now that Sony has a digital only console, that's where some of this kind of starts to crop up. Before, where it was a digital and a disc version, just a version that had a disc reader, right, or an optical reader, or optical drive, whatever. Right, we got there. But brains firing on a couple cylinders, not all of them, but a couple. I think that's where a lot of it is like, well, you sold us a digital only console and now this. I will also say right now that I would lay money this goes absolutely nowhere.
That's the same thing I'm thinking.
This is just a stab in the dark to try to get something. Even then, if it's like if it becomes a class action lawsuit, everybody might get $10. Ultimately, this is just there's no good argument for it, right? There has already been a digital only Xbox and there's nothing there. PC, good luck finding a PC that even has an optical drive anymore. And you can hardly buy physical editions anymore. When you buy a big box now, it comes with a digital code. So you'd have to go after fucking Microsoft. You'd have to go or not even Microsoft, but you'd have to go after so many other things if you wanted to add any validity to this argument that I just don't foresee this going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that whole thing because here's the thing about it. I have a funny feeling the reason why, when you look at you walk into GameStop, you see a game for brand new for $20. Now, that game is outside of 6 months old. Let's be fair. Or we're walking to Best Buy and stuff like that. Best Buy actually keeps their prices up pretty high. To an extent, because I've walked into Best Buy sometimes. Damn, this game is still $60. What's up?
That,
I feel like GameStop and Walmart are the only places where these games get ultra cheap pretty fast because Target doesn't slash their games. Target puts their games on sale until the manufacturer the manufacturer controls MSRP, says, hey, it's time to price drop this game, stuff like that, and things like that. So in the digital space, games go on the sale all the time, but they usually retain their same dollar value, usually until the people that control the properties turn around and say, hey, the game's coming down in price and stuff like that. So I feel that, I do feel, for the people that are well, physical media is always dirt cheap. I'm but you also gotta look, physical media is dirt cheap because depending on a place where you go to buy the games at, if it's a buy sell trade type of deal, you're not going to get a game that's always in immaculate condition, so that's
why I bought the version that can play physical media, right? I didn't want to be trapped to only buying it from PlayStation. I think another part of this argument, sorry to cut you off there.
No.
Another part of it was that there is no place to buy codes or anything through a third party, which there are. They're kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
At best. Whereas on PC, there's multiple outlets, and also for Xbox, there's multiple outlets. But
Well,
PlayStation really doesn't have that. So that was another part of the argument that I saw.
PlayStation made the move to do this. I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. PlayStation made the move to do this because they were tired of independent retailers taking a cut,
Yes.
and stuff like that. So it's pure sales, like which I also understand that. I'm not saying it's right, but it's pure sales, and also Sony has a better way to Sony and the people that Sony and the people that are affiliated, the publishers, developers, and stuff like that. They now have a clear cut metric of how their games are selling and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like you can't argue that. If Sony's hashing out the digital code every time someone wants to get this game versus like Big Lou's Gameporium, buys like a stack of 50 like PlayStation PSN codes, for a game that just sit on their wall, and stuff like that. They don't have clear metrics for how many actual users are doing this and stuff like that. And I guarantee you, somebody's listening to this podcast right now saying LeRon's the biggest fucking PlayStation shill right now. But you know what? Like, I try to play devil's advocate with all this stuff and things like that because yeah, like I get a little upset when I turn around and go to a game on a digital store that's been out for 4 years and is still full price. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But at the same time, like there are so many sales, so I don't get it. Like Ghost of Tsushima has like yo-yoed up and down before it finally got to PlayStation Plus. It yo-yoed up and down in price before it finally got to play. I'm playing the PlayStation Plus version of Ghost of Tsushima. I never officially bought the game.
Well, I think there's a couple other arguments I have here too of PlayStation gives out some AAA games every month.
Yeah.
For free.
All you gotta do is spend $60 a year. All you have to do is spend $60 a year, or heaven forbid, you're a whale and you're spending $130 a year.
Right. I mean, this month they gave out Yakuza, Little Nightmares, and Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered.
Yeah,
which is incredible.
Yeah. And that was for anybody on any tier. Like shit. Like last month they gave away Stray.
Right. And on top of all of that too, they have, if you look at most of the different prices you see even during sales or whatever it is, most of those prices are set by publishers. Yeah. They decide when their game goes on a deal. If you look at Call of Duty Ghosts, I saw Call of Duty Ghosts for sale the other day. That game was still $30 fucking dollars. That game came out at the beginning of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 like console generation. $30 for a game that came out 9 years ago. It's insane. About 10 years ago. So, or I guess, yeah, nine, sorry. But hey guys, it's still.
What's up?
Sorry to cut you off. Can I just like dip out for like 5 and just eat my lunch and then
go for it?
Come back.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You just ran out. You just ran out.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say anything.
We can talk.
Thank you.
But yeah, a lot of these are set by publishers, and then PlayStation, of course, is going to have a slight difference because they're going to take their cut of it as well. So yeah, say a company chooses like, hey, you can knock our game down to $20, then they take their cut on top of it. So I'm not going to do the math right now, and plus I'm sure there's other fees and things, right? But say they take now the actual sale price is like $24.95, right, or $24.99 or whatever it may be, and it's like they have to make money too. They are a business, but ultimately the publisher chooses when their game goes on sale, whether that be through a deal with Sony in order to have some sort of a special deal that they can, hey, we'll help you move, this many units, hopefully. And if you drop your game down to this price or whatever it may be, right? So to say it's all Sony is dumb. And that kind of tells me that whoever is actually leading these lawsuits has no clue how the gaming industry works at all.
Yeah. And like I'm scrolling through the PlayStation Store right now, and I'm actually looking at the games are on the games are on sale, and shit. Like I hate to say it, but like, okay, here's an example right here. Alan Wake Remastered is 45% off, so it's $16.50 right now. What else we got? I'm going through here, and I just realized that like a lot of the games that I have A lot of the games that are first-party Sony games have somehow, some way been given out for free as being a PlayStation Plus subscriber. So, like, I've already got them in my library. Battlefield 5 is 70% off right now, $15. What else? A game that never drops in price, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite is $12 right now. Like that game when it's back to regular price. That was the deluxe edition. That game is $90. But it's on sale right now. I'm trying to find. Goddamn, I'm trying to find I must be a bad person because it seems like all the good PlayStation first party titles, like I get them. I either buy them or they wind up being given out for free, on PlayStation Plus and stuff like that. I'm so sorry for you guys. And I guess it's even more skewed because like I'm on like the premium tier of PlayStation Plus. So, like a lot of this stuff is just free in the library now because I'm a subscriber.
Well, and Jedi Fallen Order. Right
$10. $10.
Yeah, and the deluxe edition is $15, normally $50. Like, to say there's not deals for digital games is just wrong. You just don't want to wait long enough for them to go on sale.
Are they trying to buy them day one and thinking there's going to be a sale? I mean, I don't mean to laugh at you guys, but come on.
Yeah, I have a strong feeling this is dead in the water and will be shot down rather quickly, and I would be surprised if we even hear about it again at all, quite frankly. I mean, the only thing I can see is if they do get them to open up to like third-party sellers, which I don't foresee that happening. That's where you get into like a CD Keys type of situation or like Green Man Gaming, which you can't always. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say you can't always trust them, but sometimes you wind up getting the wrong product, and it it's a customer service nightmare to get the correct product. And CD Keys has been criticized many of times for basically taking everything from the publishers. Like publishers would rather you pirate their game than actually get a key from CD Keys. So I typically don't use CD.
Who said that? I can't remember who said that. I remember reading that and I was like, at the time that was the most controversial thing I could have read. But at the same time, I was like, after you think about the breakdown of it, he's exactly right.
Yeah. And so that to me speaks volumes, right? Like I don't think Green Man Gaming is as egregious, and I think they actually do a pretty good job from my understanding. I've never heard anything bad about them, but something like CD Keys, like publishers and developers hate CD Keys, and I don't think it's wrong for Sony to not get their codes put onto CD Keys, like for them to be like, no, we aren't going to participate in the shady shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like I can't. I've legit gone through 15 pages, and I can't find a first party PlayStation title that I don't already have in my library. It's insane. I trust Green Man Gaming. I trust Fanatical. And there's one other one. Whichever one's done by Razer. Like I trust those guys too, because if Razer can't get you a deal, they'll point you to a vendor that's got a deal on it. So yeah.
Yeah, what is theirs called? I can't remember. Razer's.
I can't remember either. Shoot, Far Cry 6. Like it seems to have been on sale since the third month of being an actual game. Like,
is it Cortex?
Yes, Razer Cortex. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, like. Good luck to you guys for if you signed on to the petition. I mean, not the petition. I'm sorry, the lawsuit and whatnot. Good luck to you guys. Like, hopefully it balances out and you do get at least $79 back, if that.
Yeah, maybe you get one free game out of it. I guess
you get a game purchase. You get a next. Well, not. I was about to say next gen. You get a current gen game purchase out of it.
You can go and spend that money on the PlayStation Store to buy a game that you're missing.
yeah. If you're smart about it, you get 2 games at that price.
Right. Yeah. Or you can just wait for a sale and pick up, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on what you get.
Yeah. Right.
It's crazy, man. I don't understand this, and I just whatever.
Yeah. Sound off over on Twitter. Like hit us up on Twitter at @PS_Crossroads. Slide to our DMs or something. Let us know how you guys are feeling about this lawsuit. Like right now, it is just a lawsuit over in the. I was about to say the European Union, but The UK is not part of the union. Right now it's explicit to the UK and regions that they control and stuff like that. But sound off. Let us know. Does this have any weight? Like we'd like to hear from you. So, hear what you got to say about this. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next news topic, which we've got some gaming / Xbox news tonight. Because in case you missed it, Death Stranding is now available for the PC Game Pass. That's right. Like this one was hilarious because
it was fun to watch.
it's like it broke the damn internet basically. It broke the internet in like 3 different places. Honestly, we had PlayStation fanboys that lost their damn minds. And I call them fanboys because guess what? You can't always say that a game that is not wholly owned by Sony won't show up on a different platform, because we have games that are wholly owned by Sony that are on different platforms. MLB The Show, 2 years running, MLB The Show.
Yep. And for the foreseeable future, as far as I can tell, that was part of that contract deal for MLB to even work with Sony anymore. They're like, hey, cool, but you have to put this elsewhere because we want to sell more copies and make more money.
Yeah.
It's a novel idea.
Yeah. So what we've got here, the original version of Hideo Kojima's critically acclaimed and genre-defining epic lands on the Microsoft ecosystem for the first time.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Comes back in full force.
Yeah, I know, man. He came in hot, didn't he?
All right, I ate fucking retards.
So Andre, can you believe it? People who have PC Game Pass can play Death Stranding now.
You know what? That's actually really interesting because I never played that game and I was always really curious about it. So I might just give it the old college try.
You have a nice PC.
I have a
nice PC.
Nice PC. I built it. I'm pretty proud of myself. My graphics card could use an upgrade, but hey, I'm here.
All right, so
all of us could use an upgrade.
Yeah, all of us could use it. You know what? I can't complain. My 2080 Ti has been doing me a solid. It has. It got me to be able to play Cyberpunk without ripping my hair out. So that's all I could ask for.
That's the joy of PC gaming. You have to constantly upgrade.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that my 1070 is going hard. I'm like, wow, this thing is a
Is it a 1070 or a 1070 Ti?
1070.
Oh, it's a
damn.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's still going hard.
That's a good card, though.
It's a good card.
It's
a very solid card.
Yeah, because I was on 1070 before I got my 1080 Ti, and then for my 1080 Ti, like I did some finagling and got my hands on a 2080 Super, and then got the 2080 Ti. I'm sorry, 2070 Super. You know what?
Yes.
Just say
2070 Supers, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. 2070 Super. Yeah. So I was fucking around with graphics cards for a minute. I got to the point where like I just waved the white flag trying to get a 30 series graphics card, and now I kind of want a 40 series graphics card, but someone who has, as they've been delayed until next year, but someone who has better knowledge in computer stuff than I do, like told me like you have a 2080 Ti, like it is comparable to the 3090. So I was like, you know what? I'm happy right now. I don't have to spend the money if I don't need to.
I'm just gonna rock my 2060 until the 4000 series comes out, and then I'll jump up to the 3000 series.
It feels like
I'm a generation behind.
I'm starting to learn being a generation behind is not a bad thing. Being a generation behind is not a bad thing. So
that was my plan. Is wait till the 40s come out and then buy a 30 and be like, I'm happy here.
Yeah. All right, so back to Death Stranding. All right, so Death Stranding is available to anyone that subscribes to the PC Game Pass, but there's a hitch because this is the standard edition of Death Stranding and not the director's cut, which is still only available for PS5 and PC if you have Steam or Epic Game Store. So you can get your hands on Death Stranding right now, today, August the 23rd, on PC Game Pass. But just remember, no director's cut. You know what? Honestly, Death Stranding, the standalone game by itself, the non-director's cut edition is honestly very good. It's very good. Like, it's funny. It's funny how we look at Death Stranding and we look at it through this lens and we see like console gamers did not understand this game, but PC gamers ate this game the fuck up. They like PC gamers love this shit.
What's it even about?
You're a glorified delivery man. I'm saying the most patronizing way. Death Stranding. I never beat Death Stranding, so like I still didn't get like the actual full story of it. It's one of those games. It's a Hideo Kojima game, so you got to play the whole damn thing to get to understand the existentialness, the eccentricities. Yeah, there we go. To understand it.
Okay.
Yeah. Nikolai Dimitrescu in our chat right now is like, it's amazing, and yeah, it is a good game. Like once you figure out what you're doing and what's going on in the game, yeah, it is amazing. It's definitely worth it. Wait, you know that guy, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta bust Nick's balls.
Wait. Is that?
Yeah, that's Nick. That's WASD Nick.
I was like, wait. Has he always had that handle, or did he change his handle?
No, that's it. That's been it. At least on YouTube.
Okay, I was like, why does this guy feel so familiar?
Oh god.
Okay, so the reason why this is breaking the internet, though, like I said, is because Sony fanboys kind of like, wait, Nick has the baby tank.
BB, yep.
Yes.
Oh, he's a diehard Kojima fanboy. That's why I had to blow his balls or blow him some shit. Bust his balls.
Hold on.
That was a bad slip of the tongue. Was that Freudian? I'm not sure.
Wow. Hold on. Is he a bigger Kojima fan than Jeff Keighley?
Oh, I don't know if that's possible. Speaking of blowing balls,
because Jeff Keighley sure did have him on the on Game Awards earlier today. He wasn't there in person, but he was able to like send something. But anyway. So yeah, so like I said, this whole news broke the internet because like it was kind of like stealth revealed last week about this, and Sony fans lost their damn minds, because like, but it's a PlayStation game. It's like, it's not owned by Sony. Like Sony had the rights to publish it for PS4, well for PlayStation, but they don't control the PC side of it,
right,
and stuff like that. So. Which segues me into this part. If you're wondering, Sony had no involvement in Death Stranding's release on PC Game Pass, despite the platform holder owning the intellectual property and funding the development of the title. In a quote, they said, matters relating to the PC release of Death Stranding are managed by Kojima Productions and 505 Games.
Yes.
Sony Interactive Entertainment has no involvement in this promotion. Now, I like how they said that, this promotion, which means that this game probably will not be on Game Pass forever. So,
I'm sure it won't.
So to all our Xbox and PC fans out there, if you had not played Death Stranding as of yet, you need to add this to your library. Even though like adding to your library doesn't honestly mean like once it goes away, you still have access to play it. Am I right?
You are correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Once it leaves Game Pass, it's gone.
But you get a nice sale, once it's gone. You get a nice sale on it, through Game Pass.
Yeah, I think you get 20% off while it's still on Game Pass up until the time it leaves, and they usually give you at least a couple week notice, or up to a month. But yeah, exactly this, right? Like you nailed it on the head here. Sony, when they made the deal to publish this game, they only made the deal for console publishing. After that, it went to 505 Games, which they published it for PC. And so then Kojima Games could do whatever they wanted with it, or Kojima Productions, could do whatever they wanted with it. And as long as it didn't go to another console, they were good. So at that point, they can make the deal to get in bed essentially with Xbox here and put it at least on PC Game Pass. And now it's more people that get to play the game. And there was probably also some sort of a deal struck for the director's cut version of it, and that's why we aren't seeing it. That's probably also mainly Sony published, or they have some sort of a hand in it, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, this is business. This is how it works, and the deal wasn't made that way. And I don't understand why people are so mad that other people get to play a game that they enjoy.
I will never understand that. I will never understand that.
Never will.
The more that one game shows up on multiple platforms, the more gamers win, but also the companies win because they make more damn money.
Yep. And then they can develop more IP and more games and do more cool shit. Like everybody wins when the company is making more money and is utilizing it properly.
I can't tell these people that they think I'm a nut job, you know, that shills for Sony at one point, that shills for PC at another point, that shills for Xbox for another point. You know, I can't win. I can't win.
No, it's a losing battle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like just play your damn game. You know, if you already have it for the system that it originally came out on, just play your damn game. Shut up. Let other people have their fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, for our listeners or people that are viewing the show right now, let us know. Sound off. Are you excited for Death Stranding hitting the Xbox Game Pass for PC? And also, does getting the standard edition instead of the director's cut edition even matter to you? Does it matter? Are you one of those people that just are in it for the experience? You know, or do you want like the wholly refined like the if it says director's Kojima came out and said director's cut was probably a bad play on words because it's not like they put things in it that were cut out of it. It's more like they added some stuff in there they thought after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, hit us up over on Twitter, PS_Crossroads, or sound off in our chat if you're listening to us. If you're checking us out live right now, let us know what you think. We're gonna go ahead and get to our. Actually, we've got one news topic, then we've got a talking topic, and then we've got our big topic. So, you know, we've got a little bit more show for you guys tonight. But in our final news topic for tonight, we just want to announce that an Xbox end of summer sale is live right now. So get in there, check some things out. We've got a couple things that we can list off for you right now. But yeah, this news came to us over from our friends at Pure Xbox. So there's an Xbox sale, an end of summer sale that's going on right now. And there's discounts listed of over 300 games. You know who else is having a sale of over 300 games right now? The PlayStation Store. But I digress.
Yeah, but they're sued, so.
I mean, you know, I'm going to do my whole what about thing, but what about Microsoft having all their games sitting over there on their marketplace? Like, well, nobody's looking at that, you know? Obviously, PlayStation is the more popular game system over in the UK. Like, we don't even know where Nintendo sits, right? Like, we don't know. And I'm still mad at Nintendo anyway, but that's a subject for another conversation. That's a topic for another conversation. But anyway, this sale is running concurrently with the deals with gold, which there's always something going on with that. This might be why they're butthurt. Because there's always a deals with gold going on over on Microsoft, you know. Also, they also have a publisher spotlight, you know, and then there's always something going on in Ubisoft. Ubisoft can barely give their games away.
You're not wrong.
You're doing that dirty, especially on the podcast. Holy.
Damn. I mean, when you're right, though.
Hey, but thanks to Gamescom, we know that Immortals Phoenix Rising is coming to Game Pass. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. Because I've been wanting to play that game, but I didn't want to spend the money for it, even though that game is always on sale. I don't know why I just didn't throw $20 to it. I guess I felt that $20 was still too much for it. Not saying it's a bad game. You know, it's one of those games that, you know, I looked at and I was like, I want to play this game, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I want to make the full investment in this game. So, you know, I win. I'm waiting, you know, like it's coming in Game Pass. Anyway. The Xbox into summer sale. The majority offers are expected to run through Tuesday, August the 30th, and there's a few on here that I'm just gonna call out by name. A Plague Tale: Innocence is 75% off right now, thanks to this sale. As well as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Ragnarok edition is 55% off. Also 55% off is Back for Blood, the Ultimate Edition, which the Ultimate Edition is that's the top tier. That's the one above Deluxe Edition, right? I think so.
Yes.
I can guarantee you this game is 60% off, which means it's also on sale on the PlayStation Store. Far Cry 6, which I mentioned a few minutes ago. You know, I just didn't know where it was at because I didn't get to that part of the list. That Game of the Year game, It Takes Two, the digital version is half off right now, as well as Lost Judgment, the digital deluxe edition being half off. Like, save some money. Like the Ultimate Edition, of Tales of Arise, one of the best JRPGs that I've played in a while.
Absolutely.
Half
It's
off.
fantastic.
The Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy is 60% off, and Watch Dogs Legion is always on sale. I don't know why you're playing around with it. It's 70% off right now. If you're looking for some games, on a budget, before all these smashing big ass titles come out, like Callisto Protocol, Dead Space Remake,
God of War,
yeah, like if you're looking for some budget gaming, just to keep you warm at night, jump on this stuff. God.
Yep, there's plenty of games to be had, and they're always on sale. Like it seems to be a theme for this episode.
Yeah,
games are on sale.
It's almost like we're pointing out the flaws in the logic.
Right. Yeah. And again, the lawsuit's going nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, you want to talk about Gamescom real quickly? I know, like, you guys are at work most of the day while this is going on. I really hate when like shows that are like in different regions of the world happen. Because it was nighttime over. It was nighttime over there, but it was the middle of the freaking day for us. It was the middle. It was the middle of a work day. So I know you guys probably didn't see a lot of the Gamescom stuff, but if you guys want, we can talk about some of this stuff.
To backtrack off your point, I didn't even know it was fucking happening today. I knew there was Destiny content. I didn't know it was Gamescom. I had no idea.
Yeah,
one track mind over there.
Yeah. I mean, honest to God, obsession. I knew Gamescom was coming too, but I completely forgotten that today was the day for it. And then some people in the gaming chat that I'm with, they just started blowing stuff up, and I was like, "Where's all this news coming from?" Because what got my attention is when they said something about the Callisto Protocol. I was like, "Where's this news coming from?" And then Ed from over at Pal Block is like, "Hey, new Callisto Protocol stuff." And I'm like, "Where?" And he's like, "Oh, Gamescom is happening." There we go. So Gamescom kicked off today with a 2-hour opening night live presentation hosted by Jeff Keighley from the Game Awards, which is streamed both on YouTube and Twitch. And Gamescom always takes place in Germany, particularly Cologne, Germany. And we're just going to talk about it real fast. The show, the show opener. Actually, not the show. I'm sorry, not the show opener. The first thing I saw after I realized that, hey, there was a stream going on, was the announcement trailer for Dune Awakening, which Dune, it's the sci-fi franchise that keeps going, Yeah. And I'm not even saying that in a bad way. I'm not. So yeah, there was an announcement for Dune Awakening, as well as a teaser trailer for Everywhere, which is coming from the developer Build a Rocket Boy, which is slated for 2023. There's no date yet for Dune Awakening, but that's an open world survival MMO. Next up, we had another look at Hogwarts Legacy, which is scheduled to come out February the 10th of next year, which will be on all platforms: PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, and apparently Nintendo Switch. But we know Nintendo Switch will not be at the same time that the main consoles happen. So there's that. Bear that in mind.
That one's gonna be rough on Switch, I think.
Yeah,
it seems like it.
I mean, they're probably gonna do a cloud version.
Probably. I actually would not doubt it. I think that's about the only way you're gonna get this to run in any decent capacity on the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy lifting in it, and the Switch is finally starting to. I don't know if it's finally starting to show its age. I think it showed its age after year 3.
Yeah.
And that's not me being mean to the Switch, because everybody always swears I have this chip on my shoulder about Nintendo hardware. It's not even it, because I love my Switch. I counted my games. Guys, I have more than 20 games for the Switch.
Yeah.
Across digital and physical. Actually, more than that. I think I want to say it's 30.
I love my Switch. I just have to be picky about what I play on it, right?
Yeah, for real.
I'm the exact same way. I love that thing, but I play a very fine line of games. I don't just buy any games. I wait, and I'm like, this game I want to play.
Yeah.
Nintendo games or indie games. That's
about
where I live on there.
Yeah. We also had the official announcement trailer for the new Tales from the Borderlands, and you know what? New Tales from Borderlands. Okay, I thought the Tales of the Borderlands series used to be like the Telltale games, but it was. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Because this is like a full-fledged like action like game.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell if it was just all cinematic stuff
Uh-huh.
or it even
Well,
looked
I
like
tell
there was
you
like a
what.
real-time strategy thing in there, or not
Yeah.
real time, but a turn-based strategy like Fire Emblem type thing in there. And I'm not
It looks good.
100% positive what this is, but
It looks good. If the game is that, like, I might jump on it, But Randy Pitchford walked out to talk about this game, and I'm like, you're not the most trusted man in games now,
or
like you.
life. Just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, we also had an announcement trailer for this game called Word Song, spelled WYRDSONG, Word Song, which comes from former Bethesda game studio designer Jeff Gardner and Obsidian Entertainment alumnus Charlie Staples from Something Wicked Games. Dead Island 2 is coming. We've got an official announcement. It's actually coming out February 2023. It'll be on PlayStation consoles as well as PC and Xbox series consoles. My game, Callisto Protocol. I'm telling you guys, like, I might disappear. Like, I might disappear when this game comes out. Like, when I say that the Callisto Protocol has taken up so much bandwidth in my brain since they announced it. You guys have no idea. Like, I'm a hardcore Dead Space fan, and like the whole thing about us getting the Dead Space remake is already enough for me. But the former Dead Space team, like, working on a new survival horror game. I can't wait. December 2nd. If December 2nd falls on a Tuesday, we won't have a show. We won't have a show that night. I'm looking right now. December 2nd's on a Friday. I guess we'll have a Crossroads show that week.
Maybe, unless you haven't finished it by then.
Right? Yeah. But they're, because they had a new gameplay clip for the Callisto Protocol. For you people out there that get freaked out about tentacles and stuff like that, yeah, there's a tentacle mechanic with the infected or the monsters now. So just be on the lookout for that. All I will say is, like, if you see tentacles, they're about to mutate. So you might want to handle that. And also we saw a new death scene, which I'm not going to say anything on the show. You guys just have to go see a trailer for that. I'm not going to say anything because, like, Crossroads is not a spoiler cast. It could be, but it's not. We had some new news for Genshin Impact, as well as from the same studio team, from the same publisher, Hoyoverse, revealing some more information about their game Star Rail. We also had a reveal trailer for Friends vs. Friends, which actually looks kind of crazy. Like, if Story was on the show tonight, he'd probably talk about this because, like, this is a game that's up his alley. It's like animals doing mayhem violence against each other.
Hell yeah, I'm here for it.
We had the official villains trailer for Gotham Knights, that was a badass trailer, guys.
Not in a Michael Vick sort of way, for the record. Just throwing that out there. Video game only.
Yeah. Gotham Knights is still looking to be on track to come out October 21st. So there's that. Where Winds Meet. That's a new action game that it's very intriguing. It's got a definitely I want to say it's a Japanese mysticism about it and stuff like that. Like it honestly looks like if kung fu movies, are, I'm sure kung fu movies still being made, but like in that romantic sense of how think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like stuff like that. You get a vibe for this, but man, like the art design for this game fucking blew me and my roommate away. We've also got.
It looks insane. Like, sorry, I've just been watching all these trailers.
Yeah.
Where Winds Meet looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does. It does. And the trailer, you can tell, like, it's an early build of the game. So like, I'm gonna keep my eye on this game because, like, it looks like it could be freaking fantastic. And so, like, if it shapes up to look as good as it's promising to be, like, it'll probably be a day one get for me. We've got Park Beyond, which is if you love theme park games, like this is the one for you, man. Like the mechanics in this game are crazy, and I love these games. So yeah, there's that. We've also got this game called Lies of P, like the letter P, Lies of P, which is basically which is a game that's actually inspired by the story of Pinocchio. Which it'll be on Game Pass on release. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Now the more I think about it, the fact that I think Game Pass is what's got the people in the UK so pissed off. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. New studio Ironbirds Creations gave us a reveal trailer for the game Phantom Hellcat, which actually looks pretty cool too. There's no word and release date, but it's expected to come out on Windows, PC, and consoles as well. New shenanigans for Goat Simulator 3. We also had a date reveal for Return to Monkey Island. That'll be happening September the 19th. From the producers of the recent Friday the 13th game, they are now working on another old movie franchise, the 1988 movie being Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game.
Because why not?
Yes,
I hate clowns.
We got look at the we got uncensored look at a boss fight sequence from the game High on Life from the Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland's in his studio Squanch Games. There was a game called Moving Out too, which I didn't really pay a lot of attention to that one. Sorry,
it's like an Overcooked style like party game type deal.
Yeah,
the first one's fun.
We also have Lords of the Fall. We also have an announcement trailer for Lords of the Fallen, which wait, that's not no. Lords of the Fallen is a completely new game. It's not in the Warhammer universe, is it? Or is it?
No. Yeah. There was a Lords of the Fallen, and now this is the Lords of the Fallen rather than being Lords of the Fallen 2.
Oh.
But yeah, this is I don't remember what Lords of the Fallen was. I was thinking it was like a Diablo style game, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And from this trailer, this looked really cool, but it showed no gameplay whatsoever. It was just cinematic.
Yeah. Which I have trust issues with those anyway.
Yes,
we're
absolutely.
We're not gonna talk about that. We had an announcement trailer for a new game, Stranded: Alien Dawn, which is yeah.
Have you guys watched the trailer for High on Life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's crazy.
That knife though. When I'm sorry. Again, I'm gonna just like skimming through all the trailers. That knife is so funny when in the trailer.
Oh, I was so wrong. Yeah. Lords of the Fallen is not a Diablo style game. Just kidding.
Yeah, there was a segment of the Gamescom where I wasn't really paying that much attention. Let me see what else we have. A reveal trailer for Under the Waves, as well as a story trailer for Sonic Frontiers, which will be coming out November 8th. Which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like a couple of days before a Pokemon game comes out, or is it a couple days after?
A couple days before, I believe.
Yeah. Good luck. Sonic Frontiers will be available across all platforms, including Nintendo Switch. So just be aware of that. We got a world premiere reveal trailer for Atlas Fallen, which that game looks fucking sweet.
That looked fantastic.
Yeah. From Focus Entertainment and Deck 13 Interactive, fantasy role playing game.
The thing that scared me about that one is it looks like it has the potential to be super generic if it's not done right.
Yes. Yeah. Described as having a semi-open world full of ancient mysteries and threats. It's coming to PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series X in 2023. Notice that is a current gen title. They're not stretching their resources out and putting on every damn console imaginable. I love it.
It's gonna be more common.
Yep. Developer Red Barrels showed us a new look at the Outlast Trials, which that shit looked wild.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Outlast is that is a wild franchise for sure.
Yeah.
Hold on, Outlast as in that horror game?
Yeah. Yes. You want to know what's crazy about that? This is one of the few games that actually got a reaction from the audience. Like, I mean, like when as the reveal was happening, people started cheering and clapping.
Yeah, they're pretty beloved horror games. I mean, they've done a good job with it, and they are absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, and this game is set to release a multiplayer element, which I think is like a most wanted feature for this game, for
Yeah.
this franchise. A closed beta is scheduled for later this year. We also had a gameplay reveal trailer for the game Moonbreaker, as well as Homeworld 3. We got some footage on that, which it's supposed to be coming out the first half of 2023. The next game from Telltale, The Expanse. You heard me right, The Expanse, like that book series that also became that breakthrough sci-fi, sci-fi channel series / it got rescued by Amazon. Yes. It's coming. It's coming. Set to come out summer 2023. Dorfromantic, a cute and colorful strategy game, coming to the Nintendo Switch September 29th. We've also got Scars Above, which that was it was a premiere trailer. It was mostly cinematics and stuff like that, but it had my attention. Like, the theme this year for all these game shows has been sci-fi. That's it, and sci-fi is always going to get my attention. Sony also revealed their Pro controller for the PS5. It's called the DualSense Edge, and
Looks sweet.
It looks sweet. Like, I don't buy into these Pro controllers. Like, I've never bought a Pro controller, but there's a part of me that's like, if it's $150 or under, I'll buy it.
I do because I'm a Rocket League player and I like the paddles.
The paddles.
Yeah.
This thing looks shit.
It looks rugged as hell. I mean, how do you take an elegant looking controller like the DualSense controller and just like max truck it? And it still look good. I don't know, but you know what
it looks
I like?
Beefy though.
I like the two tones, like the black face buttons and yeah, I like it. I think that's probably why it's getting to me. I think that's
What's
probably
the
why.
difference though? Like what?
It has padables, swappable.
It's a Pro
joysticks.
controller.
Yeah, you can do a bunch of different things with it.
As a matter of fact, is this the first officially licensed Pro controller that Sony has ever done for their consoles? The first official one from Sony.
Yeah, the closest they had was that like back button attachment you could get for the DualShock 4.
Boom.
And that was hardly the same thing. So yes, this is their first Pro controller. If you wanted a Pro controller before this, you basically had to go like scuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Did they keep the same design or because I have like a picture of like a DualSense and a DualSense Edge, and I'm just comparing. So like the pad is black, the mat is now like I want to say a chrome black, like a shiny black. All the buttons are black as well, but I don't know if the actual style and ergonomic.
Oh yeah, it's still a DualShock controller or DualSense. Okay. I'm sorry, I say DualShock because DualShock is the classic design of all the controllers. It's still that. Like it just looks like a more rugged version of the controller, which like I'm intrigued. Like shit. Like I can already tell you if I walk through Best Buy and see one on the shelf, it might be going home with me.
I'm curious to see what the price on this ends up being. I imagine it's going to be
$150. I feel like it's going to be $150.
I wouldn't doubt it pushes 200.
Come on, Sony needs to stop having this premium price tag on their shit. Like,
I mean,
we already predicted over $700 for the VR.
Well, you look at the Xbox Pro controller. I think those were 200 or 180 or something like that.
Okay, then it's probably in line. I'll say at 150. Like I said, I never like buy into these things, so like I don't know. I know they're pricey, but I know they're over $100. Because control. Let's just look at it for what it is. Controllers are getting more and more expensive as we go on. Like shit. Like the DualSense controllers are $70. Like starting. Like they're the same price. They're the same price as a damn game now.
Yeah. The Xbox Elite Wireless Control Series 2 is normally $180.
Okay.
So I bet you it's in that ballpark. But I mean, this has a lot of cool shit where you can like set your triggers to where it'll go off quicker. Like you can, because their controllers are entirely digital, so you could actually adjust that. You can control your dead zones and all of this. Like there's a bunch of software and hardware additions to it that really make it. I mean, this is a fucking premium controller. It's nice.
Yeah. And last bit of news coming from Gamescom. Let me see. Like I said, Hideo Kojima made an appearance and announced that a podcast is coming. Like you'll be able to check it out on Spotify. Which I'm intrigued. I'll check out the first couple of episodes for it. I'm intrigued.
Sure, yeah.
And Minnie has made a Pokemon car.
Because why not?
Exactly. It looked really cool though. It did, like I swear, like Mini Coopers like already look cool to an extent, and this it's an electrical car. So and it's got a Pikachu like aesthetic to it. So there you go. That's all you need to know about that. Anything jump out to you guys besides like Callisto Protocol, where winds meet? Anything else like get your attention from this guys?
Hogwarts.
Nerd.
So Gotham Knights, the more and more I see of it, the more and more I'm concerned about this game. I did not like this trailer. I did not like their attempt to be quippy and that bullshit. It really came off as this forced humor that just felt cheesy and like it completely missed its mark. And then I wanted to talk that Dune Awakening, that MMO, really did catch my eye. It is so hard for an MMO to actually come out and succeed right now when you have the juggernauts of like WoW and Final Fantasy 14. It is so hard for these to do well, but this is a different environment. And if done properly, this could be really, really cool, or it could be really, really bad. And then the other one I wanted to touch on was Everywhere. This announcement pissed me off so much because it was one of those things where they're talking about it, like talking about the development, like we're supposed to know who they are. This is their first game that they've developed. I've never heard of them before this.
Don't you hate it when I missed that part, so I didn't see any of it,
Yeah, and in the process, they're talking about their big ambitions for this game and this and that, and they're showing like different art styles, different worlds. And by the end of it, I had no idea what it was. I still don't have any idea what it is. This announcement like just completely pissed me off. I was not having it. I'm curious to see what it is, just from like it seems like this big sandbox thing, but they're like, we're focusing on narrative, we're doing this and that, and I don't know what this game is. These teasers that tell me nothing about the game are so aggravating when you're trying to like I don't have enough interest to go look it up either, and I'm sure their website probably doesn't have a whole lot of information anyway. It's just I don't know. It was one of those things that I did not enjoy that way that they announced it, and it is what it is. It's one of my personal gripes.
The Dead Island 2 stuff looked good. It did. And I don't know, like there's a lot of games on here that have my interest, but I've gotten cynical in my old gaming age now. Like it takes a lot for me to turn around and say I'm going to get this game. Like so I'm going to have my eye on a lot of these games. Liza P looked pretty good. I will say that. And,
Atlas Fallen looks sick.
Yeah.
Yes, that looks sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
What even is that?
It's
like
it's new.
Oh, okay. I thought
it's
this
new.
Was like...
Oh my God, their website is awful. For Everywhere. Oh my God, there's nothing here either. The only thing it says, frequently asked questions. What is Everywhere? Everywhere seamlessly blends gameplay, adventure, creativity, and discovery in an all-new multi-world gaming experience that redefines how players connect with one another in a digital world around them. I'm out. I'm fucking out. God. Sorry.
All right. Well, it's not the best coverage for Gamescom, but at least we talked about Gamescom tonight. So there you have it. Sound off over social media for us at PS_Crossroads. Let us know what caught your eye. I mean, like I feel like a lot of eyes are gonna be on Hogwarts. Honestly. High on Life is gonna get like, even though I will say this, because I was watching that whole boss battle. Number one, I think they could have done a better job of like showcasing the game, like They could have done a gameplay trailer and not just given us like a full like boss play segment. You know,
Mhm.
you gotta have that stuff polished. You know, me and my roommate were talking about that. Me personally, of course, like Callisto Protocol, like I said earlier, Dead Island 2 is probably gonna move some units as well as new Tales from Borderlands if they do that right. And I'm gonna keep my eye out on Dune Awakening. You know, I don't really play MMOs like that, but you know, that is a side that Dune Awakening, yeah, that and the Expanse Telltale game. I can get behind that. I can. All right. Well, we've got one more talk topic to get through tonight. I think we'll try and make this one pretty quick though. Because I don't know, guys, we want to take a trip down memory lane real fast, like talk about some of our favorite like gaming consoles or gaming experiences, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm down always.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Well, I have no intro for this segment. We're just gonna talk. I think back on like all like because I've been playing video games since I was like 8-9 years old and stuff like that, you know. So and I remember like my very first console system was Atari 2600. From there I went from the 2600 to the NES to the Game Boy to the Super NES to the to PS1. Oh, there's a Sega Genesis somewhere in there. Sega Genesis in there, PS1, Sega CD, PS2, of course. I skipped the Nintendo 64 because it just didn't have what I wanted to play and stuff like that. I skipped the 64, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation 3, Nintendo GameCube. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the Game Boy Advance by that time. PS4, PS5. I briefly owned an Xbox 360, and of course I'm a PC gamer. I have the Nintendo Switch right now, so I've gone through a lot of hardware over the decades. And I gotta say, I still think some of my most favorite experiences have been on the PS2, and then of course the Sega Dreamcast. Even though like my Sega Saturn never did me wrong. I understand like, a lot of people on the Sega Saturn and they hated the experience. My Sega Saturn never did me wrong because like back when the Sega Saturn was popular, like that was back when Capcom was still holding it down with all their fighting games and all that stuff. If you had a Sega Saturn and you spent the money, I can't remember if it was like I can't remember exactly how much money it was. I want to say it was like $90. You imported the it was an expansion card. I want to say it was a 4 megabyte sounds. It sounds small. It was an expansion because you know the Sega Saturn had a slot like you could plug cartridges in. You buy that expansion cartridge, the expansion pack, you drop it in the Sega Saturn, and every fucking video game that came from the arcades played exactly like an arcade game. This was Sega doing their thing before the Dreamcast finally came out, because the Dreamcast came out and you basically had an arcade in your living room at that point. So yeah, like I think about man, I'm talking too much, guys. Like what? What are some of your favorites out there?
So all of mine are nostalgia based, right? Like I don't actually have any merit for why they were my favorite, other than the fact that they're some of the consoles that I have the best memories with. Like the one that stands out immediately would be the GameCube. That was one of my consoles that I absolutely adored. It was really one of the first consoles that I actually owned myself, other than an N64. I've talked about it before on Diggity and stuff, but my parents weren't big into video games. Like they did not like video games. And so I didn't get a console until I got a little bit older and finally got a GameCube. So that was really my first experience of having a console of my own. Again, I bought a N64 from a neighbor like around the same time. So I didn't really have much. It was like the Game Boy and kind of that nature of things. But so I have just crazy fond memories of playing hours and hours of Smash Bros. Brawl, playing through Wind Waker, playing through like I'm pretty sure I had Need for Speed Underground 2 on that thing, right? Like I just all sorts of crazy games that I spent a ton of time in and adored that console until the optical drive on that thing broke. It is so hard to break a GameCube, and I played so much of that fucking thing that it broke. In hindsight, that's probably why my parents weren't interested in me getting a console, because they knew I'd played the piss out of it, and I did. And I still have that GameCube, that same GameCube. I have it. The optical drive is still fucked. And, but I kept it because it's one of those consoles that I just have such fond memories with. Right up there is actually that N64 that I bought as well. That is, I adore Zelda games, right? Like Majora's Mask is my favorite game of all time and probably will never be dethroned, maybe for nostalgia purposes.
Twilight Princess is better.
What?
The Twilight Princess is better.
Yeah.
I have to recuse myself from this conversation. When we talk about the Nintendo 64 era of Zelda games, I have to recuse myself every time because every time I open my mouth, like I make more enemies.
No, you're good. I fully get it, right? Like going back to those games is hard because that 3D, that pseudo, or not even pseudo, I mean it was 3D, but that first generation of 3D games was fucking rough.
Yeah, no matter what system you had, whether it was a Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, or a PlayStation 1, the first crop of 3D games, like it was, I feel like there's not even a handful that got it right. Like, I mean, Mario 64 got it right.
Yep. And on top of even just those Zelda games, right? Like I have the Super Smash Bros. Between that and Mario Party and Mario Kart 64 and all of those games, I just have a lot of fond memories of it. And for the longest time, I didn't have that N64. I actually remember playing it at a babysitter's house, right? Like that's where I was. And so I played a shitload of games there. And we also played a SNES quite a bit. I played like, Super Mario World. And so a lot of my memories are actually from being a kid at a babysitter's house of playing these games and not actually having a console of my own. So we played the shit out of them there.
Yeah.
And so I was a Nintendo kid growing up, and that's kind of where it was. And that's why those are my favorite consoles. I mean, if you actually look at the console I played the most of, it would probably be my Xbox One. And I had a day one Xbox One and played it all throughout that generation, never upgraded to anything, and ran it into the ground. It still technically runs. I still have the damn thing. Went through about 4 power bricks, but other than that, like the thing's running like a champ. And so that's my most played console. But yeah, the fondest memories would be that nostalgia of being a kid and just having that GameCube. Probably I would have to throw that as my favorite console. And if I was looking at a list of actually rating consoles, which I've done before, we've done that, and the GameCube was not in my top consoles. Like it was not in my top tier consoles. It's just the nostalgia factor for me.
Oh yeah. Andre, you've been quiet.
I've just been trying to think. I mean, like, honestly,
whatever Destiny 2 runs on.
Destiny 2. What? No. So,
favorite console.
Favorite console? Destiny 2. Favorite console? I mean, like, fuck. There's so many to think of. My first console was a PlayStation 1. Mm-hmm. I know that. My first console was a PlayStation 1 with a chip in it that allowed me to play burnt games. My dad had a buddy who would burn me games like every week.
I had a modded PS1 and a modded PS2.
Yeah, dude. So like my dad would bring home like a CD binder full of like PS1 games, and it was like the sickest thing ever. I was like, I want XYZ games. He's like, done. And homie would just toss him a fucking case, and I'm like, this is cool. I have every game I wanted.
Guys, the amount of Dance Dance Revolution games I played on my modded PS1 and modded PS2. Like that was the other thing too, man. Music games were big in the PS1 and PS2 era. Music games were
Guitar Hero.
Honestly, though, like favorite consoles, I probably have to go with Brody here and just go like Nintendo. I mean, like all the Game Boys, all the Nintendo DS's, GameCube, Wii. Like I have all like a fuck ton of fond memories of just me and the homies playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You got Pokemon Coliseum. I will never forget the first day me and my old good friend were able to trade with our Game Boys
Yes.
for Pokemon, but you needed the cable and you needed to like hook them up to each other. I will never forget. I remember I bought the cable and I ran to this dude's house, and it was like a 20-minute like jog, and I was like, "Yo, I'm on the fucking way. We're gonna go." And I remember I got there, and we sat down, and he's like right here, I'm here. Got the Game Boys. We plug in the Switch. We go to the computer in the Pokemon Center, and we traded like one Pokemon. And when it left my Game Boy and it went to his, we like dropped the Game Boys. We were like, "Holy fuck!" And we just freaked out. We're like, "This is so cool!" So like, it evolved from there into like Nintendo DS stuff, and then like wireless trading, and then we got like Super Smash Bros. And then you got all the Zelda games, all the Mario games, all the Star Fox games. Just a fucking plethora. Like Nintendo game. Like as much as everyone kind of like almost like, I don't want to say Nintendo's almost a meme, just because they're not like competing with like Sony and Microsoft. I feel like Nintendo games just hold a really special spot in my heart, just because like
I think it holds a special spot in everybody's heart.
Yeah, like a lot of like fun games like Mario Party and the games I just talked about have just been like brought into our lives. And like, if you're ever at like, say if you have like friends over, what do you guys want to do? Watch a movie, XYZ, or Mario Party, or fucking Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Like, and okay, so here, same friend I just talked about. There was one night, Mario Kart Double Dash, best Mario Kart game. Don't try and change my mind.
I'm about to mute you. Like, you're about to start talking about Mario Kart. You know how I feel about that series.
You asked the question. I'm giving you the answer.
You better be glad. You better be glad I love you, man.
I agree. It is the best Mario Kart, though. You're right.
Whoa! Wow! Just right here, just like wrench it in even further. Jeez.
Yeah. I'll make it quick. We stayed up from morning all night to the next day when the birds were chirping, and we played Mario Kart Double Dash all night, unlocked everything, and 100% of the game. I'll never forget that night.
I approve all nighting something if it unlocks every damn thing.
We bought 2 bags of candy, a can of pop each. We fucking went to town, and we played the shit out of that game. And yeah, like Brody said, man, it's just Nintendo games. Like, there's something about them that just kind of just like creates really fun times.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just Nintendo games. Nintendo consoles overall.
I also gotta say, just to add to what I said earlier, like special runner-up goes to PS1 because man, like back
PS1,
back when I used to play RPGs, man, the PS1 was an RPG machine. Like, I mean, like, God, Squaresoft at the time could do no wrong. Like, I mean, like, they were releasing a new RPG every 2 months, and it was insane. Like, you think about the Final Fantasies, the Vagrant Stories, the Parasite Eves, Brave Fencer Musashi.
Parasite Eve.
All those working designs games like Lunar. I know there's more, but I can't think of any more besides that. And shoot, who else is making some Sony themselves were starting to make like bangers of freaking like RPGs like on
Dino Crisis.
That Dino Crisis, God, yeah. Capcom and all their survival horror games, you know. Andre's favorite game, of course.
Legend of Dragoon.
Thank you. Man, like, God, like.
You know what? Now that you say that, yeah, the PS1 was just like
the PS1 was the GOAT.
Oh, back in the day, it was just yoked.
The PS1 was the GOAT, you know. But I I don't want to talk it into the ground. Basically, like shit.
The PS1 walked so the rest of them could run.
You know what? I will say this. You know, like when we look at all the eras of like the gaming consoles and stuff like that, like Nintendo made a mistake, like sticking to the cartridge format for 64. They made a mistake because like they lost one of their biggest backers, being SquareSoft. You know, they lost one of their biggest backers. Square did make games for the system, but they just weren't up to snuff with what Square wanted to make. You know, and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
This is Brody. Since you are a Mario Kart fan, have you ever played the Mario Kart drinking game?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay.
Where you have to finish your drink before the end of the race, and you can't drink and drive, and you have to actually take your seatbelt off, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
also, a really quick way to just get destroyed in like
so
a matter of
hard to actually do. Because like, okay, so LeRon, have you ever played it, or have you ever heard of it?
Not the drinking. No, I didn't even know there was a drinking. Wait, is this like a? This is. Okay, I'm sure it's not something sanctioned by Nintendo. So what? This is just
no. So basically, if us three are playing Mario Kart, what we have to do is you don't have to crack open your beer off the rip. You could like drive, and then say if LeRon, you're in first place and you are on your third lap, you have to physically pull over your car, take off your imaginary seatbelt, crack your beer, slam the fuck out of it, then drive across the finish line. There's no drinking and driving, but you can either like
sit back down, put your seatbelt back on.
Yeah. But if you want to be a tough guy, off the rip, cracker, slam, and go ahead.
That's the way to do it.
Christ.
That's physically the best way to do it. Is off the rip, all of you just 1, 2, 3, crack, go, and then drive. By the third race, no one's driving straight. I'll tell you that. No one's driving straight. No one's driving straight.
Yeah, see, I don't get down Mario Kart like that, so there's no way in hell you get me playing the drinking game.
Maybe that's the best way to play Mario Kart. Maybe you love it.
Maybe that's what I'm missing out on.
That's right.
It's honestly a lot of fun.
But then again, I have a funny feeling that's when I'll really start destroying Joy-Con controllers. So I don't know.
Oh no,
they practically do it themselves. So.
Right? Yeah, you look at them wrong and they start drifting.
I have swapped those joysticks so many damn times. It's bad. It's bad.
All right. Well, that was a good topic. That was a good topic. I would say it was a short one. It was a short one because I mean we're running over 2 hours on this now. So like it was. So there you have it. That's our show, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up now because I know you guys have things to do. I have to play Saints Row. Andre has to play Destiny. Brody, are you tucked? Well, the kids are
probably going to bed.
I was gonna say the kids should already be tucked in at this point. So.
Yeah, they should hopefully be asleep right now.
All right. Well, man, it was fun. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man. Like I said, like Crossroads misses you. Crossroads misses you. Glad you and Andre got a chance to bond. I don't know how I feel about this whole bond session you guys had tonight, but
Well, it makes you feel better. I also am a Zelda fan where I have the Triforce on my finger. So
before we head out,
yes.
Here's how you can connect with everybody here tonight. Brody, you're the guest. Go ahead and plug yourself first.
Yeah, so you can find me if you wanted to follow my personal accounts for whatever reason, because I don't use them. You could find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brody Fultz. You can also find me predominantly on the Diggity Podcast stuff. So on Instagram, Twitter, and that's Diggity Podcast, or at Diggity Podcast, sorry. We are a part of Spawn Camp, which is kind of our little network that we do, and so all of our stuff now goes to our YouTube channel, which is the Spawn Camp Network, or it's Spawn Camp Co. Sorry, and same for Twitch. So that's the easiest way if you want to watch our faces for whatever godforsaken reason. That's the way to do it. But yeah, you can find us. We upload a podcast every Friday at 5 a.m. in the morning. We go live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. And we just kind of cover gaming news across the various different consoles and different scapes of things. We tend to kind of focus on a lot of not really focus, but we tend to tackle things from a very business focused approach, just because that's the way we look at things. And so if you're kind of into what you heard tonight, that's kind of what you could expect from a regular Diggity show. So,
like, well, Diggity's just pure shenanigans. Like, I listen to you guys every week when your new episode drops and stuff. And my God, when you have the other guys from Spawn Camp on, oh my God.
it's wild. Yeah, you get the WASD boys in there, and
like, shout out to Nick, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight in the stream chat, dude. Like, oh my God, like you.
He's an agent of chaos, and it is so much fun.
I love how he breaks Jeff's brain at least once per episode whenever he's on there. He breaks Jeff's brain, and Jeff will literally be like, I don't have the energy to fuck with you tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's what we do. It's very similar to Crossroads in a way, and so I thank you again for having me on the show. It's always a good time. I always love coming back. I wish I was able to make it more often, because you ask me more often than what I can actually show up, and I hate turning you down because I always have a great time on this show. It's so much fun.
It happens though. Like, we're all busy. We're all podcasters. We're all gamers, and then we have a regular life. Like, I'm running 2 YouTube channels now. Jesus Christ.
It gets busy, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Andre, where can they find you?
You can find me on the big red button called YouTube, working on I guess it's like a vlog and a video about how I can see the transition of people migrating from Instagram to an app called Vero. I'm working on that one.
I'm already on Vero. I've been on Vero. I've been on Vero for a hot minute.
I am too.
I don't post enough, but I've been on Vero. Instagram is not Instagram.
No.
Instagram is not
Instagram. The way that I should talk about this in the video I made. So sneak peek. I said Instagram used to be the cool kid at school. Everyone wanted to hang out, and Instagram was fun. All of a sudden, TikTok showed up, and everyone was like, "Hey, TikTok is the new shit." And then Instagram went home that day, cried, came back, and became a different...
stole all of TikTok's shit.
And stole all of TikTok shit. And people turn around and go, "But you're just him." But
what's bad about the whole Instagram thing, and it sounds like we're about to have another podcast, but we're not. We're wrapping this up. The bad thing about Instagram though is that Instagram broke its own rule. Instagram was like, because when Instagram started, Instagram was this whole thing where you only saw the content that you wanted to see, meaning that you had to subscribe or follow to these people to see what they put out and stuff like that. And it was an agreement between you and the people you were following, you know?
Yeah. Now the amount of random people I see, I'm like, I don't fucking know you.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like I will see stuff and it's like, do I even know this person? You know, it's like then you gotta look and see if you actually follow them and stuff like that. So basically, Instagram just Facebooked us, and like I already have a bad relationship with Facebook. By the way, Facebook,
as one should.
Yeah. I already.
I deleted mine years ago, so
I would delete mine, but I'm too attached to Facebook Messenger. Like if you have a Facebook account and you get on Messenger. When you deactivate your Facebook account, you lose Messenger. But for some strange reason, you can not have a Facebook account and have Messenger.
Yeah, it's weird.
We'll talk about this more later on.
My whole thought is I'm not off Instagram. I'm just not putting as much effort because I am a photographer. I want to post pictures. I want to post my art. I don't want to fucking make a reel of me dancing just to get people to see my page. I don't fucking care. I hate short form vertical content. It's cool. I'm not a fan. I'd rather make long term horizontal. So me and you can get to know me and I can get to know you.
Long term horizontal. Do you know how dirty that just sounded?
That sounds like a sex position for sure.
You know what? Fucking sex it up. I don't even care.
Where they find you at? Where can they find you at? Where can they find you horizontally?
You can find me horizontally. Spreadsheet. No, I'm just kidding. Horizontally at YouTube / Andre Wilson. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Vero at ANN_WILSON. Like I said, not too much on Instagram at the moment. Then there's Twitter, but I'm afraid I'll offend someone on Twitter if I say hi. So there's that. And then Vero, man. Vero, if you are a photographer, if you are a content creator, find me there. Let's connect. I'll say hi horizontally.
And as always, you can find me everywhere, basically by looking me up, Exodus803, social media. So Twitter, Instagram, as well as that's my YouTube and Twitch channels, as well as my PlayStation Network and Steam IDs. Wednesday nights, I am part of the trio that is the Boss Rush Podcast, as well as Boss Rush After Dark, and then I'm on various other things. Like every now and then, I show up on Brody's show, Diggity. Every now and then, I collab with other people. And like I said earlier in the show, like I am part of a brand new YouTube channel, so check us out, Silicon Syndicate. Silicon like the element, syndicate like the crime organization. Check us out over on YouTube. Like it's a bunch of right now it's gaming videos, but like we're going to do tech news, gaming news, reviews, things like that. So yeah, there's something to be had for everybody. Check us out, have fun, like leave some comments, let us know what we're doing. Let us know if we're doing things good and things that you might want to see on the channel, and there you go. Before we head out, here's a few things that you can check out over at bossrush.net right now. HBO is giving its first sneak at these upcoming series, Last of Us. You know that.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah. It would showcase snippets of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in the lead roles, and our buddy Josh Martinez gives you all the details about that. So head over there, check that out. Also, our buddy Block gives a scoop on the changing of studios for the KOTOR remake. So for you guys that were very disheartened by the news about the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, there's now light at the end of the tunnel. So check that out. And lastly, my good pal Stephanie Klimov gives you everything you need to know about Kena Bridge of Spirits as it celebrates its anniversary with a massive update and a debut over on Steam. So check that out as well. All that and more can be found at bossrush.net. So head there and check out more editorials and shows from our ever-growing family of creators and contributors. Hang out with us on Discord. There's that. Just look for Boss Rush Network. And as always, chat with us. Keep the conversation going by hitting us up on Twitter at PS_Crossroads. Dish on more news and topics as we prepare for the next episode of the Crossroads Podcast. Hey, everyone. It's been fantastic. This has been episode 92 of the Crossroads Podcast. Please come back and join us next week as we dish on more things, games, news, rumors, all that good stuff in the world of Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I actually said Xbox first this time. So yeah, so that should make a few people happy, right? Remember, we love you guys, but we definitely will love you a lot more if you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and also share, rate, and review us if you're listening to us in the podcast format.
Drop a comment.
Drop a comment too.
Drop a comment. Don't be a shitty person. I know. Don't be a shitty gamer. Okay, just because a company brings a game to another platform doesn't mean it sucks. Okay, don't be a shitty person. I'm tired of seeing that.
Yep.
I'm talking to you, Timmy.
All right, everyone. That's us. That's it for us tonight. You guys take care of yourselves. Play games, be better, like we say over at Boss Rush. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Later, nerd.